Man, I promise you that intro was hard as
Hey, we gotta have our own shit, man. They try to feel me downplay us last time. It was like, all right, yeah, we finna turn up then.
yeah, no, that shit is super lit on me. Was popping though.
What's poppin', man? I know we started a little late. You done caught a air show or something out there in Vegas, huh?
Hell yeah, and I'm dipping in traffic trying to get there, and
Right.
I end up catching like some type of accident and shit. But I'm thinking like a motherfucker got into an accident trying to look at the sky, trying to see what's
Uh,
popping. Like you know what I mean?
right, right.
What the fuck is that? But yeah, it's some crazy shit shooting up. I don't know what they got popping right now, but I caught this on film. So what's up? Not as it was streaking through, but you know the aftermath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because the light is the street is still lit as if there is emanating its own light through the smoke. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
Yeah, like they got something in there or something.
Facts. But welcome to another welcome to another episode of Free Your Mind Podcast, where you can come to free your mind and help others free theirs. I am your co-host, and I go by the name of Woon, and I'm all about balance, like the wound and the tomb. What's
It's
poppin'?
go by the name of Selfmade, the other co-host. You already know you gotta tap in with self to know thyself always. We got Uno in the building. What's up?
What's good with you?
Early.
Yeah, bright and early. Big chillin'.
My bad. Let me set up this space.
Yeah, y'all intro dope. You know I ain't been on here in a second. So it was like a whole new get down just now. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That shit lit.
That's
Just switch it up.
the genius of self-made right there. That nigga's a musical genius.
I just switch it up one time, man. They tried to
Yeah.
flag us the last time because the actual song was copyrighted. So I'm like, all right, let me just do something real quick, so they can't flag us.
Right.
Is that shit? Oh, you want to know what? Broski.
What happened? Oh, I see it.
You see it already? You see it?
Hey, that's crazy. All right. Hold on.
Because I'm thinking it's up.
You can add it, right? You can add yours now, right?
I'm trying to get it right now.
That's crazy though, because when I had logged in, it was like, hey, you got to reconnect, but it wasn't for me, I guess.
Yes, and this is why I like to like try to come on early and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Just so I can make sure that
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Anybody in the building watching bright and early? What's popping?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm finna do this real quick.
These niggas catting right now, boy.
They not letting you in? I mean, they not letting you do it?
Nah, it seemed like it is, but I'll be forgetting my fucking passwords and shit. Like, it said it's added right now, but I don't know if it's going to immediately did that shit pop up? Nigga.
If you want me to tag you in,
It's up.
it's up. Oh, okay. All right, for sure.
I'm trying to make sure, at least on the book, that it looked like the same thing.
Right.
No, it's not either. That's trash.
Oh, it's on that other linked shit.
Well, I just now it just now said it's gonna add the link, but it's not showing. You know, as far as me going on the Facebook and looking at it, it's not streaming live.
I just got the notification for it.
Oh no, you good. You gotta.
Oh, okay, I see it right now. My bad. I had to refresh my phone. My bad, y'all.
I actually gotta do something on mine too.
So let me make sure that this shit is public.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. And we up. It's up. We up and running.
Yeah, we good.
So again, I apologize for the delay and shit. I was in traffic. Crazy shit going on over Vegas and shit right now. So I don't know what the fuck is popping. But I just left from my bro not too long ago and shit. And then so it's funny that he saw the same shit that I was seeing just in traffic.
Right. that's a trip, man. They probably got something going on out there. Somebody gonna say something after seeing it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They're gonna look it up. They're gonna look up the airbase or something out there.
Yeah, we was just talking about the Area 51 because where this nigga stay at, he stayed by there's is my shit bugging? Oh, okay. Stop for a little bit. But where he stayed by, they have a building like a little how the fuck do I want to call that shit? Like a little recreation center, I guess I want to say. That's called Area 15. And they got like hella, it's like an attraction. I'm sorry, it's an attraction called Area 15. And I guess they got like whatever type of alien shit or whatever. I ain't been in that motherfucker yet, so I don't know. But from what people say, like, you know what I mean, it's one of the ones. But we was just talking about it. So to go from talking about that shit to seeing some shit in the sky, just
right. At Area 15, they probably got all the shit from Area 51. They just they just flipped the
yeah.
Just hit it with the flip flop one time.
Right.
We're gonna flip this around. Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We got for surely we got Kanye in the mix. This nigga still in the mix.
Yeah, hey. From when niggas was I didn't want to do Kanye this week. I was just like, nigga, we gonna do some different shit. But at the same time, it's just like, nigga, this would seem like it's gonna be like the last. This is the trilogy. This is the Kanye trilogy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
hey,
it's kind of funny because, with whatever that he has going on, it's just like, and that's why I posted that shit on the book like that. Like, do niggas want to see this nigga lose? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that? Like, do niggas want to see this nigga lose like that? Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's real.
It kind of seemed that way, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's real easy to just jump up and say, "Oh man, this motherfucker tripping," because he makes it easy for us to do that because of how he gets off. Like his expressions be hella emotionally charged, and I think that opens the door for people to respond emotionally. When really, if we just pump our brakes and breathe, there's some logic to a lot of the shit he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he ain't just spouting off bullshit.
There's a method to the madness. I like that you said that what he says is emotionally charged, and that's why people respond emotionally. That was like a bar and shit. And again, like, I have to put it out there, like, because I'm a Gemini and shit. So a lot of the times, our anger or the energy that we put out may seem like it's angry or whatever, but it's just more or less we're passionate about what the fuck niggas be talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it may be received in a different way. And I know that a lot of the things that I express sometimes, sometimes people don't even fuck with it. So I know people is waiting for me to fall. They're like, this old motherfucking cult leader, I can't wait for this nigga to fail. Like, you know what I mean? I can't wait. He talked about the Bible, he talked about Christianity, he talked about all this nigga to lose. He's going to lose. But see, but at the same time, it's just like, but I also give people the open opportunity to come build. It's not like I'm just talking shit. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? So come be a part of this come be a part of this build. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just not talking shit, debating. I'm just not saying shit out of my ass. I'm trying to make sense out of shit that I feel don't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? So a part of my journey is for me to speak about it. And sometimes when I speak about it, I'm naturally passionate about it. So when I'm passionate and I apologize to a few different people because I didn't mean to come off crazy. Like, I don't mean to come off like cocky. I don't mean to come off in a different way. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I know I said a lot of shit, but I know people double back and was like, nigga, a lot of shit you say is right. But I guess the way that I deliver it, people don't like it. But what my thing is like, dealing with Kanye, is like, when did he disrespect niggas for real?
Nah.
But what do you mean?
I guess. Did he
But that's the thing, like how people perceive respect or disrespect based off of how, what you say or something. You know what I'm saying? Like some people make
choice.
Yeah, that's it. That's what got everybody going when he said slavery was a choice. How could you
He never really said that though. Niggas took that and ran with it.
Wait, you gotta bring that tag.
They were taken from their motherland, their home.
Mom's going crazy.
They didn't have no choice to be it was a choice. How someone coming to your home, snatching your man, snatching your kids up out of their house, a choice.
So I didn't really take it like that. I took it more or less like if we talking about a woman being in an abusive relationship for 15 years. At some point, her staying there is a choice because you have a choice to. I mean, even if death is the only alternative.
Thank you. What Stag just now said, is what he said, and this is why I asked you what I asked you, because you said that people coming in to where you're at, evading what you got going on, that's kidnapped, right? So you have no choice to be kidnapped, of course. But when you partake in whatever is beyond that, you could kill yourself.
Because you have a choice to say, I'll die before I accept this. Exactly. You have a choice to say that.
Give me liberty or give me death.
If that's the case, that's a whole genocide going on there. Because everybody's going to kill themselves. Because who wants to be a slave?
The people who were slaves. It was a choice.
Hey, look. Hey, you know you were saying Geminis be charged? Is mom's a Gemini too?
Hell no, she a Leo.
She over there shooting that shit.
I'm gonna tell you why she up right now, because she know dealing with me, it gotta be up. Like
yeah.
Hey, but
hey, tell her I said what's up though. It's been forever since I seen her. Tell her I said what's good.
No, she can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, remember them slaves though? I mean, they got monuments in certain parts of the ocean where they was jumping off. You know what I'm saying? So they chose to jump off, chained up together, and just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not finna go over here and deal with all of this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like I said, people kind of took it and ran with it. Somebody jumped up and said Kanye said slavery was a choice, but the actual context of what he was saying was, after how many hundreds of years, isn't it a choice to stay in that? I mean, like if you on a plantation and it's 150 slaves, you got the slave master and his little 20 motherfuckers with guns. I mean, look, some of us ain't gonna come through this alive, but this is what we own. They had a choice to take that stand or not,
I mean, you gotta think, if they ran into our shit armed, ready to shoot, ready to kill, already doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't we have that same war mentality as the slave? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, we just took it, like, fuck it, take it, we finna work, we finna pick this cotton, we finna do this, we finna do that, but yet we didn't have no fight back. Like, there was no fight. Where was the fight at?
And I ain't gonna say it was none, because it's not highly publicized, because there were slave revolts, but you just would think collectively, like, man, I don't know, but then again, they use tactics. I will admit that there was tactics. They used the cut the head off the snake tactic. They made sure to brutalize and kill the ones that they thought might have been able to motivate some shit like that, but nonetheless though, I still don't think he was saying that slavery in itself was a choice, like they chose to go into slavery. He never said it. The context in which he said it never carried that message. You know what I mean?
Who has to? Why would he have to state it? That's just like saying you have to spell out everything. Everybody don't spell out everything. It's either you recognize the energy or you don't. And that's, and it's funny because people did take it for face value. Like, if you took it for face value, I don't even want to be. Am I responsible for how you take what I say?
Hell no.
Right.
Hell no. And then even with the he disrespected folks thing. I mean, all you got to do is go on, YouTube, go on Instagram, and look at the shit that's posted. People is posting. everybody talking trash about somebody. So it seems like folks really only worried about respect when they think it's time for them to get some. You know what I mean? They ain't giving none though on a regular basis. So even if he did disrespect you, he's just responding in kind. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you got certain people saying he disrespected, and you got a lot of other people saying he didn't disrespect. So it's like, how do you gauge that? You know what I'm saying?
And see, even in that comment, even though that comment was made and it's stamped and it's a part of shit Kanye history. I was gonna say history, but it's a part of Kanye history, right? So if we look at it like that, he said that shit. I believe I could be absolutely wrong before he put out the Yeezys for real and shit, right? So niggas overlooked that shit and still went to go get some fucking Yeezys. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, if y'all overlooked that, did y'all still have one of the brain with the gun on the hip, like nigga? But when he do fuck up again, like you know what I mean?
See,
It's just like I
man,
fuck with this nigga, but I don't. But now it seems like a lot of people that was waiting again. I have to say it, waiting for this nigga to lose is just like, yeah, nigga, you lost, nigga. Now it's a celebration. But what's the I'm trying to figure out what's the celebration about. Like, you know what I mean? If he was saying some, big me, little everybody else, then I get it. If he was saying like, whatever, like on some real disrespectful shit, blatant disrespect, not nothing that you got to think about and then figure out that it was disrespectful or not. But blatant disrespect to, I have to say it just like this, the black community, then okay, then I get it. But as far as what he's going through right now, that's business. Like, you know what I mean? And then he's making it ostracized. He's publicizing, what he's going through in the business for people to, if you're smart and if you got any type of, ties to the music business or any type of business, you would be taking notes right now. You ain't dissing Kanye right now. You may think about it, but for the most part, you taking notes like, hold on, nigga. So if I'm a potential millionaire or even billionaire, what is this nigga going through for real? Like, what is the lane? You know what I mean? Is the lane that clogged up? Like, what do I got to see? And he's laying out the blueprint. Like, you know what I
man,
mean? That's how I take it.
have you ever heard Jay-Z say anything close to what Kanye was saying?
Not let me. Oh, great question. Great question. Let me say this. Jay's and I kind of spoke on this last show. Sometimes the Freedom of Speech Act, right, is just that, and sometimes we get more leeway when we do it in an art form and shit, right? To where we're not just coming out and saying it. So Jay-Z has said a lot of shit, like you know what I mean, especially in that 444 album, to where he's talking to, he's not
Okay.
talking to to the quote unquote Jews and shit, but he's talking to the people like, hey, nigga, you know what I mean? Like, what is y'all niggas doing? Like, let's do this like this. So he's saying a lot of shit, but people probably they didn't give that too much light. But because Kanye is coming straight out and saying that there's no art to the shit, like just like, and I know Empress Divine's in the building. She said, well, what he said, in the group chat, she's like, what he's saying is not new. He already said that before, but it's just like, but now this is again ostracized to where it's really in your face. There ain't no this. He's not putting it on wax. This is not. These are not songs that he's putting out. This is straight information, straight from his mouth, straight to the people. So now
Yeah.
it's like, okay, again, to go back to your question, a lot of artists, Kanye, Jay-Z, whoever, that said this shit a lot of times. Even Q-Tip, the music industry is so shady, like you know what I mean. So it's there's so many people that talked about it, but
No,
it
you
depends.
don't think that's like a contradiction in a sense?
To
Like,
say shady and still be in it.
you feel me? But Sue, at the same
Hold up,
time
hold
though,
up. What's that? What's that? I missed that. What we talking about?
To
Jay-Z.
acknowledge. I'm sorry.
But
Go ahead.
to talking about Jay-Z, like acknowledging like nigga that this game is corrupt, but yet you still in it.
Well, yeah, that's similar to what the boy Leor Cohen was saying. Like he was sitting up talking about, oh, it's so sad with this opioid epidemic. It's the saddest thing, this, that, and the other. And this was like 4 years ago. And Charlemagne asked him, well, why would you sign artists that promote that? He turned
Right.
right around and say, yeah, well, I do got people to feed. So it's
Right.
one thing to speak like you give a damn what's going on, but your actions is gonna speak louder. You know what I mean? Your
And that's
bottom line is
ultimately
what you're more concerned about.
Definitely.
exactly. And that's ultimately kind of like what I was getting at with that question. Like, there's certain people that's really putting their lives on the line by, like, specifically Kanye, by speaking on certain shit like this. Uh, and ain't nobody else speaking on shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Nick Cannon dropped the little Jew shit, like, as far as like, yeah, we the real Jews, that's all the nigga said. For real, for real. Like, literally, if you watch that interview, that's all Nick Cannon said was, yeah, nah, we the real Jews. And
Right.
they canceled that nigga whole podcast. He came out with a whole apology. You know what I'm saying? Damn near to save himself. Ye ain't on none of that type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a totally different kind of spectrum when it comes to that.
But think about that though. It just goes to show how lazy the minds of the general public is.
Yeah,
Nobody thought to investigate his statement. Well, what does he
that's a
mean by
fact.
that? Let,
Right.
let, let me look into the history of the Jews. Where is he coming with this? Instead, they just automatically say, oh, that's wrong. Well, how do you know it's wrong if you ain't looked into it? You,
Right.
you
And
know
it's
what I
almost
mean?
like some majority type shit. You know, it's like when
Right.
like they, if it's only two people that'll say one little statement, you know, not no big statement, but just a little statement. They just throw a little bit something out there, and then they get canceled. In a sense, that cancelment, like what they doing right now with Kanye, you see all the people that is agreeing with this like cancel Kanye type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if it ain't the whole industry, or if it ain't majority of the industry coming out like, yeah, nah, this is really how this shit popping, this is really how this shit is moving,
You gonna
people
see?
ain't like,
Yeah.
taking heed to what these people is saying.
Yeah.
And really, he's doing, and I'm gonna say this, from one day to the next, I got to decide whether or not I'm fucking with Kanye because he's that up and down, today I'm back in his play, but I think what he's doing is he's trying to keep it real with his position as an artist. So I want to say it was Maya Angelou. I might be wrong about this, but the quote was that it is the responsibility of every good artist to reflect the times in which they live. You see what I mean? You got to use your artistry or your platform as an artist to reflect the circumstances surrounding the time in which you live. So if he's doing that, then he's really, he's living out his reality from the perspective of an artist. And with that alone, it gives grounds for somebody to find a reason to respect it, whether they agree with it or not. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah,
And I just now pulled up Empress Divine's comment. She said Kanye's always been an activist, though.
Real shit. It
Yeah,
ain't it ain't nothing new. His voice is just getting louder.
definitely. And
right.
there's a lot of things, that he said via art, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's just like, okay, yeah, it's lit in terms of rap, but just like I said, now it's more like, okay, um, I don't need to put this shit in a song. I'm gonna give it to you straight, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and I think he even quoted some Pac shit, like, nigga, I got my money up, like now I want war, like, type shit. So like, so when it comes to that, it's just like, where, at what point in time, because going to what you just now said, stuff, if there was a lot more artists out there, then people would probably take it a little bit more serious, or question, or even dive in more to what he's talking about and what he's saying, as opposed to just writing them off, or as opposed to just saying, oh, that nigga lost this deal with this person or with these people. And it's just like you said, the majority rules. Imagine, and I talked about this last show too, imagine the media shooting this shit out to everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the media already got what they want to say out. They have that same agenda. They have that same thing. And then you got these big companies that, that is backing what the media is talking about. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And some of these big companies, the masses, you know what I mean, is looking at these big companies like, oh, them is big companies. They dropping this little nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just,
Right.
and then you get the media behind the shit. So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but it's just like there's other people that's just like, okay, well maybe I saw something that was real crazy to me, right? And I forgot the dude who posted it, but he said, nigga, Kanye was able to get out of all these contracts without even breaching the contract and being responsible for anything because they dropped Kanye.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So when I saw that shit, I'm like, ugh, like that shit. Just that mentality is just nasty on that type of time. What is that? Just that,
Yeah.
just that mentality is just like, okay, so right now it just seems like people are still trying to see where it's at. Because mind you, we're not as citizens, we're not in these buildings, in these meetings, behind the scenes. We're not in that tax bracket. We're not, where these people is at. So we're only getting it from where we're at. So if you have a little bit of business savvy, then you may have a different perspective as opposed to somebody who does not have business savvy. Like, you know what I mean? But again, I'm just trying to figure out, like, are we celebrating the evolution of the revolution, or we just saying you suck ass nigga, you should have kept your mouth shut and you would have kept your money, like, or you would have kept your endorsements, like, you know what I mean? So how are we looking at this shit for real?
Well, I think that's a excellent way to pose the question, but um, I'd have to say it's motherfuckers more or less saying, "Oh, you probably could have kept your mouth shut." Because if we keeping it 100, you know, the population of people that's really tapped in on some revolutionary type shit is it's a small percentage. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's some that might be able to, spit a couple words out about it, but are they really using their time and their energy each day to position themselves to play a part in that revolution? The answer is no. So they jumping up to saying shit because they life really ain't got no purpose. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, this the drama that's going on in the hip hop world right now. I can jump up and say something and feel like I got purpose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like how you was talking about the business of racism and how they promote that business through the media. You know what I mean? So we already know that for some years now, drama, uh real life drama is a tool
Sells.
of promotion in the hip hop community. You know what I mean? So like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the biggest drama right now? It's Kanye. It's the fuel that's being added to that. That's the commercial that they running for that business right now. You see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's real. And like he said, it's like nobody's investigating the things that he's saying. Nobody investigated the shit that, Nick Cannon said. But then when you really do start investigating, you like, wait, hold on. This shit is a lot of these all the music shit. I mean, even when you start getting down to TV shows and the different networks is majority, the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
He ain't the first to do this shit neither, though. I think what it is
Facts.
because I mean, Muhammad Ali made he made similar type of statements about, why he didn't want to go to the war and that he was willing to lose his whole career and this and that,
mm,
in order to in order not to compromise his alliance with black folks. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he was particularly saying white people. You see what I mean? So why is the term Jew or Jewish people so heavily protected? Why is it if you even speak about Jewish people, oh, that's anti-Semitic speech? You know what I mean?
Right.
what is it really about these folks that they don't want nobody investigating? It's like, why is
Nah,
that
that's
the
some
thing that,
real
hey, don't
shit.
touch that? You know what I mean? What's really
Hey,
going on?
Yeah,
my
see,
boy said the Holocaust.
who's that? Yeah, Lost
Hey,
World. Who
for
is that?
real.
Lost World just said the
I,
Holocaust. Hey, like a motherfucker.
like for
It's,
reals, yo.
it's
It's
crazy.
like
I mean, but it's other groups of people who have experienced tremendous um shit that would be on the same level as the Holocaust, and nobody cares.
Yeah,
Why is it that, I mean, you don't even have to come out and say fuck Jewish people. You can just come out and say, like he was saying in the interview, I'm jealous of the Jews that they work like a community. I'm jealous of Jewish people that they do this and they build their finances. I'm jealous of Jewish people because of this.
well, I
right,
mean, when you think
It
about it,
kind of sound like they saying, nigga, don't speak on us.
right.
they they got paid for their genocide. Like
Right.
and are still getting paid for their genocide.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
and we didn't, but nobody's
Exactly.
gonna ever get canceled for doing or saying anything of a negative in a negative connotation about black people. And I mean, you know, all you got to do is turn on a Quentin Tarantino movie if you think I'm wrong.
Yeah,
You know
there,
what I mean?
there was a documentary that I was watching, and they were saying that one of the main reasons, and you know, anybody who's watching could do some homework or research on this shit. But they were saying the reason that the Jews really got paid, and the reason that you know that they have a specific position in America right now, is because uh, who was it Einstein came through and he figured out you know the EMC squared, and they said that allowed them to find out the formula to create specific type of weapons that help win the war. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that's why they was just like, oh, nigga, this nigga came up with this. Who you represent? Nigga, y'all good for life. Like, you know what I mean?
They
So I
just,
guess after that, it was just like, oh, nigga, so now he represents this demographic of people. So that's why they got reparated, and that's why they are in the position that they are right now. Not to say that they don't have ties with anybody else, but at the same time, that's what was said. Now, this is not me saying it, but I'm saying somebody else said it. So for anybody who's watching, just you know, kind of like do your research on that. But
look,
that's just a key point to me that stood out. Just like, why did these niggas get reparated for real? Like, you know what I mean? So
hey, look, I'm gonna drop something that I heard. Hey, you know, don't shoot the messenger. I mean, just get the message. That's all I'm gonna say with it, real quick. But on some other shit, I know the whole understanding about Hitler and you know the genocide on that. But what I was seeing, a lot of certain paperwork and documents were saying that he was trying to stop the switch, and that's why I had posed the question on my Facebook. Just funny, like on some funny shit, like, hey, okay, we got white Jews and then we got all these black Jews coming. Like, who's the real Jew at this point? Because somebody switched, somebody lying. Like, somebody is the real one and somebody ain't the real one, right?
Hitler was up on that, and that's
And
another
that's
one
what
of
I'm
them.
saying.
That's another one of them topics where, you know, are people just going to respond, or are they
And that,
going to, or are they going to get into student mode and do some homework?
exactly.
right,
And it was something that Hitler was on. Like, he knew that they were going to try to take over, and that's why they was going against Hitler. And you feel me? On top of the fact that I forgot what it was, they was funding both sides of the war. You know what I'm saying? Until they stopped sending that other side, Germany, weapons and shit, and they couldn't fight back. So
They
it's
still
like
send both sides the war, the weapons for the war. That's the crazy
that's
part.
a fact. That's
that's
a
a fact.
fact. That is a
And
fact.
have y'all even heard what's going on over there in Russia? I ain't heard shit in like 3 months. Is the war still going on?
I couldn't tell you. I don't be
I'm
following.
sorry, I
Yeah,
jumped in on a
I'm
hot
sure all
one.
that
My bad,
shit.
y'all. But yeah,
We
uh,
got
No,
Drake in this brother.
that's a good question, because now that you mention it, I ain't really
I heard
heard shit
shit,
about that.
and I know it's still going on. It can't be over that quick, but we ain't heard nothing.
Just like we ain't heard nothing about monkeypox. Like
they use it to get us amped up as people. That's a fear motive. You know what I'm saying? Like they amp up, and then as soon as that little that tide ride out, they on to the next one, like Jay-Z and this bitch.
Yeah. See, and going back to what Self was talking about, it's just like, you know, that ish, the ISH as a suffix, that usually means partially, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, nigga, I'm not a Jew, but I'm Jewish.
Ish. That mean that's a whole ass nigga don't want to commit to shit. He like, yeah, you know, I'm kinda.
Yeah, like I'm gonna jump in that water, but I'm gonna be.
I ain't getting all the way wet. No, I ain't getting all the way in. I ain't taking my shirt off.
So it's just like, okay, so then, you know, just go back to what Kanye was saying. Well, who's the real Jews?
Right. But who is though?
Hey, it's there's some speculation on that, you know what I mean? As far as even where all that whole little story actually took place, you know, if it's correct that the story of the Bible being taking place North Africa, Middle East, whatever they want to call that, or if it actually took place in South America in a time where it was inhabited by Black Africans. You know what I mean?
Okay, but
in which case it would make the Jews black. You see what I mean? So, but again, that's a homework type of subject.
I just don't understand, like, who decided where the Bible took place at the first place, and then how much of, and I'm not saying discredit the Bible. I read the Bible, so I grew up in the church and shit. But you gotta take from it what it's worth. But at the same time, who is to decide where that Bible started? Who mama started that Bible? Is what I want to know.
No, I hear you on that.
The Council of Nicaea.
Okay. And how many people then had that Bible in their possession since then? And how many people then touched it and be like, I don't like this part, take that out.
Right. Yeah, there's so many versions.
Yeah, and it's just like that's why it's so up for grabs when it comes to that. Even because, you know, a lot of people would try to say that the Jewish are synonymous with Israelites, right? Mm-hmm. And from my understanding of the Israelites, we're just talking about the enlightened people, hence the word light. I mean, hence the light in Israelite. So if we're just talking about an enlightened people, then I wouldn't say that all Jews would be Israelites. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? But
they would tell you the same fucking thing. That's the thing. Yeah, it's like everybody can grab a little piece of the Bible because it all comes from the same thing. It all comes from the same foundation. Just like everybody can grab a piece of the Quran, everybody can grab a piece of every religion and relate to it. But to make it so that people, if you don't stick to just this, then you're not holy or you're not in tune or you're not in alignment. I think that's a selfish ass shit that religion does.
It comes down to God's people. Who is God's true chosen people?
Right. Yeah.
On that type of time, that's why you would want to be, you know what I mean, in that conversation, be like, nigga, I'm a part of them niggas too. I'm Jewish.
Well, see, and that's the thing though, because like the whole word Jew was something that didn't even surface. Even in the Bible, it didn't surface until sometime after Israel was dedicated as the chosen people of God. You know, it wasn't even originally a term that was being used. And even when it did began to be used, it was some other word because the letter J ain't even old enough to have been in the Bible. So that's what I mean. There's so much homework you got to do on that to really even understand it.
Look, and I be telling people, I'm like, watch your words. You know, with spelling, they taught us spelling at an early age. We've been spelling the wrong things because they taught us the gift, and then they programmed us to use that gift against ourselves, if that makes sense.
See?
Because they was like, oh yeah, you got the power of spelling, but we gonna teach you with the spell. And you gonna spell the wrong shit. So
so that's what I'm saying. Like, do we celebrate and this is, I'm just playing the angel's advocate. Do we
Always.
celebrate? Do we celebrate what Kanye is going through right now, or do we, just be like, hey,
I think we all take our own positions on it.
But
we all individuals.
That's a fact. But just like what Self was saying, like, in this type of situation, even what Snag was saying, or Baliuna was saying, in this type of situation, it's kind of like the media controls the angle,
the narrative.
But why do we allow the media control us as people? We ain't the media. That's on us. And this is what I'm gonna say. And a lot of people might get upset. They might not. But we gotta take more accountability for what the fuck they be fooling us with, like on some real shit, because they be pulling some baboon ass shit over our eyes, and people be so wanting not to see it that they don't want to admit to that shit.
They don't know though, because they ain't done the research. They ain't put in the work to get an understanding of how the media works and how, like, what type of tactics they use on us to make us, continue to watch them and follow them. But why do you think that,
like, stuff like TikTok and Instagram stories and all that stuff got so popular so fast? Because people want to be seen, people want to be heard, all that shit, and all media does is play off of that shit. So that's on us as our own responsibility to take responsibility for what we give energy to. That's it, and that's all.
Right. Can you going back to what Self just now said, can you really have responsibility if you ain't even doing the work? You can't do it.
Yes, that's part of the work. That's just having responsibility.
Like, no, that's what I'm saying. That's just like, I'm playing Angel's Advocate right now. So that's just like,
always.
If you don't do the physical work in the classroom, you got to copy out somebody else's test. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, but is that my fault or your fault?
You niggas can have all the wrong answers, but you still didn't. You didn't do the work.
But at the bottom line of it, though, bro. Bottom line of it, is that my fault or your fault?
How do you get the question?
That's my fault, right? If I fail copying you and you ain't on your shit, that's my fault, correct?
Right.
So ain't nobody gonna say, "Oh, well, we take it easy on you because you was copying him and he fucking up." Nah,
it goes deeper than that, though. I think that's part of the reason why they're able to do it, because it's easier for us as people to think on an individual level rather than thinking as a collective. Really, if we're all in the classroom pursuing the same goal, and anybody fails, it's somewhat the responsibility of everybody in there, because we should have the mindset of each one teach one. Right. How was this motherfucker even in a position where he felt like he had to cheat? That means he didn't have the information.
Like, I don't take classes with failures.
Right. Do I have what it takes to bring him up to standard? You know what I mean?
And see, that part right there, that's the most. That's a gem. That's the most.
If we could get that in our community, it would be so great.
It's the hardest part, because it's just like, am I responsible? And I said this when I first started. Am I responsible for how people receive what I say? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, if I say some shit that'll make a motherfucker think a certain type of way, and they don't receive it how I say it, and I don't have enough time to sit down to even give you what I really mean and really just give it to you. Like, hey, I only got enough time to say this and I'm up. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, am I responsible for that? And I think that, and not to go against what you're saying, Snack, because I get it, but a lot of the times they group niggas in the same group, but everybody knows that niggas are not in the same group. And I'm not just talking about niggas. I'm talking about anybody from any background, any ethnicity, any type of thing. Is just like, everybody wants to be, oh, well, this is this culture. Niggas don't.
It's easier to group us in one category, and we ain't all from the same category.
Exactly, and this is where it's the flip side of the divide and conquer shit. Because if we put all y'all niggas in one group, like, you know what I mean, then that means all y'all should get it. Like, everybody should be on that same type of time. When it's really like, nigga, the saying is, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, but let me hit you with the flip shit though of that. how about we label y'all and categorize y'all all before we put y'all in a group, so we know y'all gonna fight against each other to defend your title and your category.
That's exactly
that's a whole nother standpoint, and that's what's going on right now. That's how I feel that they doing with the Kanye shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, at what point in time? Because if you look at social media right now, half the niggas is like, "Hey, I'm pro Kanye," even though he fuck up and even though he say some crazy shit at times. I'm pro Kanye, and there's niggas
gonna
like,
dismiss people.
Fuck Kanye, and it's been fuck Kanye, and you know what I mean. So it's just like, but I just want to know what the fuck Kanye part is about, like, because I'm still trying to figure that part out. So it's just
them is niggas who ain't got the balls to tell their supervisor to go fuck himself, or they want to say it to their bitch, or you. I mean, it's coming from somewhere. That it. I mean, that's just keeping it 100. I mean, that's coming from somewhere.
Fuck what Kanye doing. Kanye don't make new shit. The fuck. But you
got
right.
the brother Pure in the building. Peace to the God.
Yo, peace, family.
Oh shit! Hey, hold on, wait. We gotta let off the motherfucking fanfare. That's bro right there. Hey, yeah. So peace of Pure. Hey, the last intro to the podcast that always go with hey, you know what I mean? So that's Pure right there. Like, you know,
that's him,
bro. So super salute. I love that song. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep that as a part of the podcast because they was trying to shut us down. Self did his study, but that was Pure right there, who's in the panel right now. So please give him a warm welcome to the chat.
What up, Pure?
Y'all appreciate y'all.
Look, I said it like a whole hood rap. What up, Pure?
That was
Hey, look, trip on the divide and conquer thing we was just talking about though.
Oh, but ain't it a trip how they seated on both sides, so they like, okay, well, we gonna divide and conquer. Like, he don't even fuck with black people, but we gonna divide and conquer. Well, he fuck with black people, but he say crazy ass shit.
Right.
After the black people follow him. So it's a whole strategy type of thing. So I mean,
it is.
It's a play.
It is.
And I mean, think a lot of us is falling for it though.
Well, because it's beyond black people. You know what I mean? They first they divided, motherfuckers with this racial caste system. Right. That's some fake shit they put in place.
Right.
Then, if that wasn't good enough, those racial groups then get divided by, financial status, gender, social all kind of shit. Class. So, when you circle back around to the black community, it still is not a whole group of people, because you got the haves, the have-nots, you got the squares, you got the gangsters, you know what I mean? You got men, you got women, you got young, you got old. It's all these different subgroups within the group. So there's still no way to even come close to having a single idea about how we should approach shit, because everybody's on some separatist shit. You know what I mean?
Have y'all even thought about how we have to even? Okay, we got to get past our own subgroups within our own community, right? And then we got to compare with they subgroups and get past that part too. So even they lower groups is we still battling with them just to get a little stand foot on some shit.
Yeah,
everybody on different pages.
That's what I was just gonna say. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, and again, let me, because I want to switch this shit up real quick. So for the people who are pro Kanye, is there a benefit to anything that he's saying right now? Is that beneficial to anybody's immediate life right now?
Did you make that word up?
Immediate?
Man,
I have to say immediate just so it hits just like that.
Stop using big words, nigga.
It's only gonna hit for the people that's in search of knowledge. If you ain't searching for shit, like if you ain't trying to get an understanding of the media or like who really is behind running, the music industry and all of that type of shit, they gonna call that nigga crazy. They gonna continue to watch the news and CNN and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got a certain group of people. I don't agree with that
though, because I do search for knowledge and I don't agree with anything that he's been saying. I think it's very detrimental.
Well,
Whoa,
speak on it.
whoa.
Okay,
Yeah, there we
so
go.
so now we got some context.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now we got some context. Let's
Okay, there
go.
we go. Let's talk about it.
Oh, my bad. I missed that part of the conversation.
Yeah, you
Okay.
said you don't
I
agree
thought
with.
y'all
Wait.
knew how I feel.
Wait.
It's y'all podcast. I
Go
was
ahead,
trying to be a good home guest.
So
And,
you say
just
you
make
don't
this
agree
macaroni
with
and cheese and be
you
happy.
don't agree with nothing he says.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now,
Right
the recent thing off Drink Champs, you don't agree with nothing he said.
Okay. What he was talking about George Floyd?
To be
I
honest,
didn't watch that interview, so I'm not.
That's up for grabs. But what about the music
which
industry?
Which subject are you talking about?
We can start with
whatever you don't agree with.
Well, right. Let's start with what you don't agree with.
Okay, I'll be honest with y'all. I ain't been on the internet like y'all been on the internet.
Oh my goodness!
We ain't gonna do that.
I don't know his antics.
You came out and said you don't agree.
Wearing a fucking shirt saying "White Lives Matters."
You don't agree with that?
Nope.
Why not? You don't believe white lives matter?
Yeah, they do.
So,
but it's the underlying tone that comes with that statement.
The underlying tone?
And on top of that, I don't agree with what Black Lives Matter organization is doing. I think they did exploit a lot of that movement.
We talking about Kanye.
He can wear that shirt if he wants to. It doesn't bother me. But I do feel like it is going to inadvertently do some damage to the Black community.
How? You don't think the Black community is already in shambles, large in part?
Yeah, they are. We are. Absolutely, we are.
Hold on, wait. So I want to know how him wearing that shirt is offensive to the Black community. If you want to expound on that.
Yeah. Because I think the whole point of saying Black Lives Matter wasn't saying that, oh yeah, we're Black and our lives matter. It was saying that we've been here and we haven't been respected and we have been just thrown to side for a long time. Nobody has come up in our defense. And it seems as though we don't matter. Even though we know we're here, we know we pay taxes, we know we go to work, it still seems as though our lives do not matter to anybody else. That's the meaning behind what I get as the meaning behind that. So for anyone to wear a White Lives Matter shit, so that you mean to tell me if they walk around here and they don't treat you like your white life don't matter? Because I live in San Diego and they treat you more like your life matters than they treat mine. And I'll keep it all the way 100 with you. And I ain't got no money. So I'm a regular ass person.
When it comes down to let me I have to ask you this question. What culture do white people have?
None.
This is my point. So if they have no culture, everybody, we don't free your mind. This is my podcast. I don't give a fuck about nothing what I'm going to say. There is a lot of ethnicities out there. Mm-hmm. White people have no culture. They still,
but they go to us first, though.
Oh, wait. They steal everybody's culture, right?
But they go to us first.
Oh, wait. Listen to what I'm about to say. So if you think about it like that, don't you kind of feel sorry for these niggas that don't got no culture?
No. Why would I feel sorry for these niggas that don't got no culture when they strip me of mine?
I was about to say I don't feel sorry for them at all, you know, because they got a whole lot of shit that is far more tangible and beneficial right now today than culture is.
Are you guys know what your culture is right now?
Nope.
I don't think Black folks have a culture.
Nobody else that strips somebody else their culture.
Okay, right there. So if there's no culture to say, okay, well these niggas stripped me of my culture, then they didn't do nothing.
No,
right?
I disagree with that because that's the reason why we're cultureless.
But
is because there was one and it was stripped.
Exactly, there was one. And it was stripped.
They are the reason why. There ain't there was one. There was multiple. There was hundreds.
Listen, Linda, listen. So if we had a culture, if Indians had a culture, If Mexicans had a culture, if Asians got a culture, these niggas ain't got no culture.
So what? I'm supposed to feel
Wait.
They can go steal their culture like they've been stealing everything else.
So again, are you going to play victim to say, well, they stole my culture?
Nope. I just ain't gonna give them mine.
Exactly.
That's not me being a victim saying I'm not gonna respect them for what
I'm not saying
they don't have a culture.
Wait, listen. I'm not saying that you have to respect them, but what I'm saying is that if you understand that they don't have a culture and you are able to tap into who you are, what are they looking to? Are you going to continue to play the victim, right? Or are you going to say, niggas is lit? Nigga, we got a culture. They don't have a culture.
But we don't have a culture, though. We'd be lying to ourselves if we said that.
We don't have a culture. We have a manufactured culture.
So we hold on, wait, because y'all just.
I get your point. I get your point, though.
So do we have a culture or don't we have a culture?
We have an African American culture, and that shit is manufactured by white people.
So they didn't take nothing from us.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay. So what did they take if we don't have a culture?
Okay.
We created a whole new
okay. Can I respond to that real quick? Because when we talking about culture being taken, we not talking about from 1950. We ain't talking about the 19, 18, 17, 1600s.
Modern day right now.
We talking about hundreds of years ago. There was a culture that was in place amongst
what was
right, and that's the culture that was stripped. You know what I mean? That's what we talking about. And when you look at the historical attempts for Black people to reestablish the culture, it was stamped out for bullshit reasons, whether we talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma, or whatever else went on. Black Panthers, Marcus Garvey. There's been so hear me out though, because it all ties in. Because anytime there's been Blacks that have tried to get in position to reestablish or to breathe new life into what we can call culture, it gets stamped out. So when you look at what Kanye's doing right now,
what was the culture?
That's neither here nor there, because that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation.
Talking about,
look,
we don't know what the culture is.
Listen, we can talk about what the culture was.
Ask a rhetorical question like that. Come on.
Hey, look, we can talk about what the culture was when we have a podcast about the history of Black people in general from a world standpoint. But we do understand that when white folks came over here and they encountered the Blacks that were already here, we have to at least have that understanding that there was a culture that was in place that is not what we see today. So when you look at it like that, the culture was removed. It's not even really an arguable point. You see what I mean? And when we look at the attempts, hear me out though. When we look at the attempts that have been made to reestablish some sort of base to rebuild that culture, it's been stamped out. And
but I don't even think that was a base.
What's the point in reference to what we're trying to reestablish? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm trying to bring it all the way. I'm trying to bring it all the way home.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm trying to bring it all the way home because this is what I was alluding to earlier when I said, why is it that something so simple as I said Jewish people get you in trouble? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because who the real Jews are is directly related to this topic of culture that we speak of. It's way deeper than just, oh, Kanye shouldn't have said nothing to the man. Listen, they said it on the money. God has favored our undertaking. That means they did some work to cover up some shit, bruh. And any attempt that has been made to try to reestablish Black people as a whole, it's not just because we're Black and they hate us. It's far more sinister than that.
We've tried to establish ourselves as Black people under they shit. That's the thing that I'm trying to get. Like
you're absolutely right, which is why we have to be students. Like I was saying earlier, we got to be students and not students of the prescribed curriculum. No,
But I'm saying,
you see what I mean?
So what is the point in reference to where we start to reestablish
what our own shit, not they shit, like not getting businesses and doing what they want, which is what they do.
But I think that
like
was
doing literally our own
was
shit.
saying earlier, though, when he was like, "Well, do you think that we'll ever be able to reestablish something like a Tulsa, a Black Wall Street? Do you think they will ever let us do that?"
Tulsa is the same shit that they got right. I can go to Walmart, right? That's Tulsa, except it's just a white
let me ask you something, because if we calling businesses they shit, if we all collectively say that business is their shit, then realistically,
that ain't what it is. That's our shit.
Right, because realistically, we're saying that we still have a slave mentality, because you have to keep in mind that civilization of all sorts originated with Black people, which would include business. We fucked up if we saying that belongs to them. We're already off base.
I didn't say nothing. You're talking about different types of business, or the way that business is being ran.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was talking about the reestablishment of a home base to build from.
And I said a new Tulsa, and you said Tulsa's the same shit they already got. What is they? Who the fuck is they?
What's the difference between Tulsa and what's popping right now? It's just ran by Black people?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the big difference.
Okay,
that's a tremendous difference. That's a tremendous difference, because
y'all want me to get real about it.
Because if we have to look at the gravity of what you're asking. There are places in this country right now where you can go, and they have all these businesses that are ran and operated and owned by white people, and there's not a single person of color in that community, yet the community flourishes. If you go somewhere, listen to me, if you go somewhere in this country where there is nothing but Black people, you're going to search far and wide to find a community that's flourishing under those circumstances. That's cause for concern, I would say.
No, hold on, wait. So when we talk about that, when Black people had the Black Wall Street, what monies? Who controlled the money at that time?
We don't know, because they burnt the shit down.
Wait. No. Listen to what I'm about to ask. Who controlled the Federal Reserve at that time?
The Federal Reserve is not involved in Black Wall Street. That's why they burn the shit down, nigga.
What? What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Every piece of money has Federal Reserve.
It was a federal. It wasn't backed by gold.
Right.
Oh no! In that point in time, it actually was.
It was.
It didn't stop being officially backed by gold until I think it was 1971, and that's when they changed the bills from saying, because they used to say that they were redeemable in gold, and after that point, it just says that this is a U.S. legal tender or some shit like that.
To tender everything by the U.S. tender, and you know what?
Who had the gold at that time?
The white people was taking the gold.
Thank you. Do I have to?
Okay. So So this is why I said what I said, though.
Come on.
This is why I said what I said.
Why they burnt it down is because they didn't want to agree to just going to paper from gold, because they knew the value in gold, and so they said, y'all don't want to give it up, so we gonna come and take it, and we gonna burn all your shit down.
That's the rule. But what I'm saying is that
let me ask you this. Who controlled the gold in 1400?
White people.
At this point in time, I'm just in reference to what this Black culture is and what we're trying to reestablish, right? So when it comes down to that, again, as Black Americans, we have what is the culture? Hip hop?
I've been said there isn't one. I don't even know why we're still on that topic.
I'm literally trying to make a point of reference.
Look, and anybody from Africa come over here and they will tell us we ain't got no culture.
This nigga's illy. You said what happened?
I said oppression is the culture.
No.
But look. At the same time, a lot of people want to
That's
be
a
black.
real ass word, Divine.
A lot of times, everybody wants to be black. So this is why I use hip hop as a reference.
Then why are we the most oppressed?
Exposed the world. Hip hop.
Why are we the most oppressed? If everybody wants to be us, why are we still the most oppressed people?
I'm sorry?
If everyone wants to be us, why are we still the most oppressed people in the world?
Oppressed people is a state of mind.
Exactly.
Oppression.
It is.
I can't agree with that.
But slave mentality is
I can't agree with that.
embedded in your soul. That's a generation.
But you just said it earlier. You literally just said earlier about talking about how Kanye was saying slavery is a choice.
It's a choice.
It is, but that doesn't mean you hear what I'm saying. If the effects of something in your life are real, that means it's not a state of mind. It's your choice to put yourself in position to overcome the effects. That's two totally different statements. It is not a state of mind. It is a tangible reality.
So let's go with this. Let's go with this to that. Does everybody have the same experience on Earth? Because I got to take it there.
Here you go. No, we don't. We know we don't.
So you're better than somebody or you're worse than somebody?
I'm not nothing to nobody. I don't
Thank you. What are we talking about then?
Okay,
that's why I told you when I got on here.
So look, let me ask you this then.
This bullshit. I didn't want to be talking about this nigga. Like I don't give a fuck. Like he's in a whole nother world. I'm in mine. Mine don't involve Kanye or Yeezys. Or anything.
I don't know. I just feel like how can we say that you know there's a oneness of all things, and then we take a fucking solo standpoint on the world. Like I don't see the correlation between that.
I think that a lot of people are not being completely honest when they say that there is a oneness in the world. They just say that shit because it's cute.
If
you really understand it to be a oneness in the world, you accept that, hey, the next nigga ain't gonna think like me. But that doesn't mean that I can't have a conversation with that person. But I think that what it is coming off to me is like a lot of people are picking and choosing sides. And it's not like we're supposed to be separating over no shit that some celebrity is fucking doing. It's not even that serious.
That's my point. So do you feel like, you know what I mean? Like
I'm still friends with hella Kanye fans. Come on, man.
That's just like saying white people saying, I know my best friend.
Yeah, I got like 13 of them in my house. Sure the fuck is. It sure the fuck is. But that's the life I live. I don't count my friends that are Kanye fans. I used to be a Kanye fan. I don't fuck with him as much lately. But what he does does not disturb me.
Trust me, I'm not knocking you for saying that. Everybody has their position by their perspective, by their experience, right? But I would not hold nobody to be like if you win a $20,000 a year tax bracket versus being in somebody with $100,000 tax bracket. I don't expect you niggas to vibe on the same shit. There might be
those that eat from the ground don't talk about those that eat from the trees. This is something
that's what I'm saying. So there's going to be different conversations that certain people will not understand. And I think that this is why a lot of people don't understand what Kanye be talking about. And I'm not saying because I'm not in that nigga's tax bracket, but when we're talking about what he's talking about, what is he talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. There are some things that he says that I do agree with. And when you think about it on the fundamental of it, but a lot of people don't see it like that. They see in the surface shit, like, oh.
What? So again, so you said that what you disagree with him saying is that slavery was a choice?
Yes. I didn't say that, but apparently y'all had that conversation before I got on here, and yes, I do agree with whoever was against that statement. I think it was probably Valley, but
right now, what do you disagree with?
I disagree with whom? With
I'm
Kanye?
Kanye, yeah, right now.
I don't give a fuck about Kanye.
No, I'm not saying that.
What do you do?
I'm like,
what did he do today? I don't know.
Back then, so you judge him from back then, so nothing that he says now is relevant to you.
Look, I see why he ruffled feathers and shit. And what I said earlier is that I can see how his sweatshirt was offensive to black men or black people in general, not just black men.
No, I understand that. So
I would say black men because y'all look at him like y'all, this y'all favorite rapper and shit, and this nigga out here wilding. So
I'm asking you right now, like what
for me, I didn't see it when it happened. I saw it. I was just like, this thing's out clowning, and I just dismissed it. It didn't matter to me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Exactly, it don't because it don't matter. Like nigga,
he gonna do what he gonna do regardless. I don't give a fuck.
But it ain't even that. It's not even that about what. Yeah,
it's not even that important because if you know where you stand and you solid at where you stand, that type of shit would never bother you.
All right, so look,
talking to the
all right, look, all right, this me, this Rush. Hey, what's going on?
Okay, who is me?
All right, so
that's my brother.
All right, so look, the reason why I didn't get mad at Kanye's shirt, you know what I'm saying, that White Lives Matter, because it don't fucking matter. Like to me, it don't matter. Like nigga, if niggas really cared about Black Lives Mattering, then niggas will stop shooting each other.
Hey, that part right there, bro.
Instead of hating on the next nigga.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And that's not to say white people don't kill each other too. They got white on white crime too.
True, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if it really mattered, who the fuck does it matter to? It don't matter to me because I know what I deal with every day in the streets.
Exactly. But you know what? It would matter so much more if these niggas went out there and stopped killing each other like they doing right now and just show these white folks that we can get it together. And then what?
Okay, this is where I be getting lost. This is where I be getting lost. Because just a minute ago, it was everybody kind of just do what they do. And that would include shooting niggas. That would include shooting niggas.
About shooting niggas. I ain't never shot nobody, Valley.
I know I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, but the ideology of that doesn't matter about nothing being done collectively. Everybody's life experience is separate and it's their own. Well, that would include shooting people.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So when it comes again, that was what my question was.
Self-accountability. Jesus Christ.
Like, what is black culture if everybody is separated on their ideas? That's why.
Okay, hold on. I have to address this real quick because you keep asking that question, and both me and Trika both said that there isn't one. So I don't even understand why you're asking that.
Why you keep asking this?
There isn't one.
We just got to stir up drama. We all have said we don't got no fucking culture, bro.
Yeah, so where are you coming from with that? Why are you even on that?
That's what I'm saying. Hold on, wait, because there was it was, and I'm only saying this because somebody said that they stripped our culture away from us.
They did.
If you can't see past like the day you was born, if you can't see prior to that, then you won't get it.
Prior to what was the culture?
I mean, it's like I said, if you really want to discuss that, that can't just get like shot into this conversation. That deserves a whole podcast, and I guarantee you. You know, we can get into that, and we'll have some people that'll tap in to speak on it.
I'm not trying to be funny.
Because you're playing me dumb right now. Because I can't tell you what was happening with my ancestors before I was born here. But
because your ancestors' culture is still living on today. But it's living within me. But if you go through so much traumatic, this is like, hear me out, cousin. Let me talk, cousin.
Go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
Because what they did when they did all this torturous shit is they did that to strip us of every memory, everything that we were ever taught, everything we could ever remember. They did the traumatizing things. The tarring, the feathering, all that shit. That was so you won't even want to think about where you came from. The best you could do for yourself was to think about.
So did you forget about all that stuff that happened? Did you forget?
Yeah, no, you don't forget, but you don't want to fight.
Because you told us about it.
So no, you don't forget it, but you stop wanting to fight for it because you don't want to go through that torture again.
That's
how was that cat?
Damn,
That's just like when you did some shit and your mama whooped you. You didn't do it again because you didn't want to get a whooping again.
Yeah, I did it again.
You just didn't get caught again.
I for surely did that shit again.
Can I ask a simple question? Can I ask a simple question?
Y'all making a mockery of what I'm saying. And
do we think that that there's a such thing as cause and effect?
Yeah, so
definitely.
what's the point of beating the kid's ass then?
Do we think there's such thing as cause and effect?
If you beat the kid's ass and y'all still did it again, what's the point of beating your ass then?
Exactly.
What's the point? Y'all ain't got no fucking point.
Maybe to suggest, I'm going to suggest
I'm out of here, man. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all gotta say. I'm good. I mean, that's the point. That's
everybody. You gotta think though. You gotta think everybody here
do the same thing over again.
You gotta think everybody not here for the same journey. Like, so your mom's purpose of raising you may not be your own specific purpose. So you may need to go.
I never said anybody was here for my same purpose, though.
No. But I'm saying, like, when you're saying why whoop somebody if they're going to continue to do it, that's part of the parents' shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't got nothing to do with the child.
That's what I was
asking. On their own journey.
Why would a parent do that shit?
Hey, ask the parents, because I got whooped multiple times for doing the same shit.
No, why would the parents?
Hella times.
Why would the parents do that?
I'm good. Y'all go ahead.
Discipline.
No,
it's about the discipline
because not everybody don't live the same story like he just said. So,
but if I'm telling my child
one mic.
If I'm telling my child I don't want him to do something, and I'm telling him, I'm giving him a choice. Either you're gonna do what I'm asking you to do, or there's gonna be repercussions on what you chose to do. Then I'm gonna let you have it. So it's your choice.
So that's better.
But you already know once you do it again. Okay, so she already beat me once. You know what?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, though. That's the purpose of a whooping, right?
It still made him a better person.
But that's the purpose of a whooping, right? That's what I was saying. So I don't know why all y'all got all upset and attacking me on some bullshit. But that's good. Let's move it forward. Let's keep it moving, mama.
Snag you around so you know how I got down. You know. No.
Hey, my mom is a Leo.
And so am I.
My mom came in for the female Leos and shit. But I'm gonna say it just like this.
So
my mom wasn't stopping nothing that I wanted to do. I don't give a fuck if she whooped me or not. Straight up.
Nigga, we was still outside.
Straight up. Outside. I'm saying this in front of my mom right now. Straight up. Outside.
He was a definition of outside.
No question about it.
Hey, her intentions was good.
Y'all go ahead.
Outside.
Nigga,
period.
Not even outside, even in the house, nigga. My mom used to come home and find 40 bottles in the house and be like, where the fuck did these come from? Like,
but at the same time, I had the type of relationship with my sons that I didn't party with them, I didn't smoke with them, I didn't drink with them, I didn't do none of those things to them. I was a parent to them, okay? I was that parent first. So, like I say, whatever I tried to teach them and instill in them, it was still up to them to say either I'm going to do right by my mom or I'm not going to do right by my mom. But it was one thing that you couldn't come to me and say was, hey, your child is doing this and your child is doing that while you're not at home. Because guess what? I knew exactly what my children were doing. My children had a choice to say, I ain't going to school today. Okay, if you're not going to school, stay in the house. Because I know where you are. I know where you are. You ain't got to go to school. You don't have to go to school. So when people came to me and told me, hey, your kid was doing this and your kid skipped school. My kid didn't skip school. Yeah, because my kid was with your kid. No, your kid skipped school. I knew where mine was. I knew exactly where mine was. So yeah.
Hey, this is For Your Mind podcast, so I'm gonna keep it real. I spoke with my mom before. Don't let her cap.
Stop lying.
I did. Come on, Bob. We ain't for the cap right now.
Come on.
Yeah. I did. And I
Mom,
remember
we capping right now? We ain't capping right now. This is, hey, look.
The lies they tell.
That's cap.
The lies they tell. The lies they
That's
tell.
cat.
The only thing I ever did was rap with these fools.
Cat.
I ain't never smoked with these
Cat.
fools. Stop playing.
Cat.
It's 2 against 1 right now.
She rapped too, but before that shit, nigga, hold on, wait, was it before? No, you rap first, but after that shit, we blew. But anyway,
no,
because it's Free Your Mind podcast. Ain't nobody capping on here. But on some real shit though.
Did I was high?
Motherfucker, we was smoking. What was you high?
I want to tell.
Hey, but I understand what she's trying to say, right? Like, you
Yeah, you gotta fall back off moms, man.
Allegedly, my mom smoked with me when I was in high school. Allegedly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
Smoke with him. I was sitting there. Nope, I was sitting there.
Oh man, look.
I was about to say on my mama, but you you set the joint.
Hey.
You set the joint on the table, and I walked past like this.
He got a vivid memory of it.
That down, but that's a whole different show. But look, but coming back to the point that she was making with the shit, is just like, with the understanding of what you want to be as far as a culture, right? As far as the parents, as far as somebody that's gonna bring down the knowledge to the next person, just like, okay, yeah, it's up. But at the same time, people are going to do what they're going to do. I give my son a lot of jewels. Do you think I expect him to live up to my expectations? Do I have expectations for my son? No, I don't. I want him to be who he's going to be freely. Do I expect anything from my son? Hell no. Nah. I want him to be as free as possible. I want, not expect. Right? So when they try to put us into this hold on. Facts. And that's what I was talking about right there. But look, but when it comes down to us being put in this box as a culture, like we should, or all this other shit, that's how they get us. Because it's just like, look, well, a lot of the people, or some of these people, are on this program, and that's what we're going to endorse. But them other niggas, we don't endorse that. So now that's a separatism, because they're trying to put us on one thing, and we're not all one thing. We don't all abide on the same thing. So then as soon as that shit differs or differentiates, it's just like, yeah, y'all niggas is fucking up. No, we're not fucking up. Them niggas is fucking up. Like, you know what I mean? So we got to understand what the media does and how they try to play these certain rules of the game. And that's all I'm trying to say. When it comes down to the culture, what does it look like? Like, you know what I mean?
You create it. We create it.
Okay, I'm going to tap in on the culture aspect, right? Because we're using this word, but even actually talking about what ideology are we trying to grasp when we're saying, because as far as the definition goes, it's basically just the byproduct of arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. If you're asking what is Black culture today, it's oppression. It's literally the oppression of slavery or whatever have you, right? That would be Black culture. If we want to talk about the Black culture, before Tulsa got bombed, same shit. That's all post-slavery. That's all post the birth of America. So if you're talking about of Blackness, which the slave masters gave people, right? Then that's. But if you want to talk about, okay, well, I think it was Valley Uno who said, well, what about the people who was out here? So before there was any slavery, people existed on this land. Know that for light-skinned, Asian-looking folks. You feel me? They look like all of us on this podcast. Those people's culture is, they had music, they had art, they had, they had community, they had events, they gave thanks, they came together, they did all do, because it's just a part of human nature to, coexist. Or like it says, the manifestations of human intellectually. So if we're asking, well, what is Black people's culture? As of today, it's oppression.
Oppression, like I said an hour ago.
Okay. So, all right. So when we say oppression, right? What does that look like?
By choice?
Okay, Kanye.
No. We having a real conversation right now.
A real ass conversation right now? No, not by choice.
Watch this.
That's by choice. I would say
we got
choice.
soul music.
Are we talking about where we started from? Is where we started from by choice, or where we at right now by choice? Those are two different conversations.
It's both by choice.
Where I'm at right now, no, it's not by choice.
But we got soul music.
There's so many opportunities and sources and things that you can go on to, and you can make the best life for you. That makes it by choice if you feel oppressed.
Thank
now.
you.
When we started oppressed, but we're bigger than oppression. That's what I've been saying this whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean.
That's what I said earlier.
So we're talking about
slave and being
the earlier mentality was oppressed, but we don't have no excuse to be oppressed right now.
Nah, not even that. Because again, where does soul food come from?
You gonna continue to raise at the same start that you started at, or you gonna try to move forward?
We got soul food and we got soul music.
I didn't hear what he said from the beginning. What did he say? I'm
just saying, like period, like. Just like anything, okay. Just like how you talking about oppression, and you talking about how it was then. I'm just saying, like now, he asking you on just a straight platform, like where do you see the culture? Period. You saying it's oppression, this, that, and the third, but it couldn't be because we have.
No, I said oppression when he asked me about the culture. I didn't say about about right now where we are.
This, that, and the third. We got this, that, and the third. And then what I said was. If you start a race, everybody at the same line, you gonna stay at that same little back line, or you gonna progress forward?
Right there, Kanye.
Are you gonna progress forward? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
no, that's not Kanye.
You can't keep playing like you can't.
I'm trying to say line, and everybody else got to start it. I'm not gonna cheat.
I'll let you talk. Can I talk? Look, so if you feel oppressed,
I've been letting you talk.
If you feel oppressed, so that means that you stuck back there. Instead of for looking at what's going on now. We're not oppressed right now, nigga. We influence damn near everything in the world. You can't even buy chicken without a nigga singing the slogan.
Right.
You can't buy chicken without a nigga singing the slogan.
Cartoons right now got rap in it. That's Black American culture.
Nigga, how much money are you getting off of them commercials, though?
We're not talking
about money. We're not talking about money.
This is what we're moving forward to. This is what we're doing. And even like, all right, look. Even then, look. Gracie's Corner. All they do is teach niggas shit. They teach our kids. Teach our kids.
What means?
That's what I'm like. Nigga,
why can't we teach our own kids?
Niggas is up.
Yeah, we're not oppressed at all.
Like that's what it comes down
to. You can stay oppressed if you want to. You feel sorry for yourself, but nigga, I'm moving.
I feel you. I feel what y'all saying. I still say what I say.
That's why I feel like I agree with Kanye's statement when he says, slavery is a choice and is a choice, right?
You could have ran or you could have stayed.
Because it is.
You could have ran or you could have stayed.
There's a difference between being a slave and being enslaved. So the fact that some niggas can't capture your fucking ass, right?
But was Kanye not enslaved in some
now
point?
Now that you're captured, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna accept that you're escaped? Are you gonna jump off the fucking boat? You feel what I'm saying? But to say like, oh, that's because you're accepting that. But a real free ass person is not gonna say, "Oh, I'm a slave. I have no choice." Yeah, because you keep saying that.
You can exactly.
It's not. I don't think that this will get that all confused. I don't think that it's because they say I didn't have a choice, but they felt like the safest choice and their family was they put where they were instead of running off and not knowing what would happen to them.
For dishonor.
I mean, I'm not gonna go back and forth about this.
Nothing wrong.
I really
ain't.
Ain't.
That's the thing. Everybody made the ones who made their choices. The ones who made their choices made their choices.
And you know what? The people that chose to stay is probably your ancestors. So that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's cool. There's nothing.
there's nothing wrong with
let me say this real quick.
That's crazy.
There's
So that's not giving
absolutely nothing.
respect to them people who chose this you to be here on this land either.
Yeah, no, there's no right or wrong to this. But the question goes back to, you know, it's what he said wrong, and it's just like, nigga, like if we know everybody.
That was wrong. I told y'all straight up. I asked me, and I said, "You don't bother me. I don't care."
You gotta let him finish, Trika.
A lot of people got they feathers ruffled because he said what he said. My original question is why is niggas celebrating Kanye's quote unquote downfall? We don't even know if this nigga losing for real right now. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, hold on, wait. So it's just like when it comes down to it, what would spark the energy to even say that we're glad and we're celebrating that this nigga is losing? And one of the main things, what I said is that, okay, maybe niggas got mad because he said slavery was a choice. So I'm just throwing out different instances out there to where it may seem or where it may validate to why people is mad. Other than that, if you don't have a valid reason why you're mad at this nigga, it's just misunderstanding or just
blatant. And I told you
straight
since I came on here, I don't have a reason to be mad at him because you don't make me shit. And the people that do have an issue with, they got an issue with themselves that they need to deal with. Because there's no way in hell somebody you ain't never met should disrupt your life to the point where it disrupts your life. Period.
So how does that fare to what you said earlier when you said his statement to the Black community?
I'm not anti-Kanye. I'm anti anybody that don't say things that I agree with. Shit, like we all human. What the fuck?
In this instance, you're anti-Kanye.
Y'all don't agree. Y'all agree with
Unless you
everybody.
reverted.
Don't.
Unless you revert in your statement, are you taking back that statement that you said earlier?
What statement was that, Self?
That you don't agree with Kanye.
Yeah.
I don't agree with them.
You're
I have a right to
anti-Kanye.
agree with them.
Right, yeah. Nah, you do.
It ain't gonna change my motherfucking life. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, go work, and get my motherfucking money. Kanye ain't did shit for that. Unless
so that's
my his stocks on my shit during my day, I don't give a fuck what Kanye doing.
So
but that's what I mean. So
that's my question.
That's my question. Like, as a coach.
But I said this from the beginning to y'all that I didn't give a fuck about what he said because I know where I stand. And I feel like anybody that got disrupted or disturbed by what he said are not confident in who they are. I said that.
So that's my question though, Trika, because earlier you said that his statement is directly harmful to the Black community.
I said it,
but now you're saying, well, if you're self-empowered and you know who you are, then it can't touch you. So
I'm not the community though.
You are the community.
No, it cannot touch me, but I can't judge what all them niggas is doing over there. That's them.
Right. That's what
I don't see how his statements were harmful. Somebody asked earlier the benefit in what Kanye is doing, and I personally believe he gonna cause you feel me? How many conversations we've had about this? Like you said, the stuff
this is my first one. It's gonna be my last one. Trust me.
To go look shit up, to become knowledgeable, to spark conversation, to get people to start thinking critically. So I
think we need to chalk this one up.
Oh well, it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's like you said, it's okay to have your feathers, but at the end of it, you feel me? You gained something. You've awakened. You've sparked something. You're now you have knowledge. So I feel like he's definitely empowering anyone, and not anyone who takes enough time to hear what he's saying. Albeit, I will admit I think he can be genius and crazy, but it doesn't invalidate the truth of what in a wild manner.
So let me say something real quick to that, because I know Valley Uno has said something. Has spoken this on the chat. So when it comes down to it, it's just like he may even just be doing this to validate himself as a legend, right? And we have to look at that part too, because
he is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it may be seeming like Kanye is only for Kanye, and it's just like, okay, regardless to what anybody thinks, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to say. And even if he is trying to just make sure that he goes down in history, you still have to do some historic shit. Right? So going back to what Ms. Divine was just now saying, the sparking of the minds would still have to take place in order for you to be historic, because you would have to have some type of memory.
Conversation for sure.
Yeah, no. So what I'm saying is that when it comes down to the level of, okay, well, what is he saying for real? And in my mind, it probably don't resonate with the average person who is not dealing with business. If you're working on the 5,
it's not gonna resonate with 80% of people that he thinks he's touching. Actually,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, okay, let's take money out of it. If we even talking about business, if we're taking money out of the situation, it's just like, nigga, at the end of the day, y'all niggas ain't gonna tell me how to do what I need to do for Kanye. And I think that for the most part, everybody has that responsibility. Oh, my bad. Has a responsibility of self, just to be like, hey, I'm not finna get played, and y'all niggas ain't finna put me in a certain box. And I think that anybody, regardless of money or monetary gain or whatever, should feel like that, because it's just like, nigga, I'm standing up for myself. Let me show y'all niggas how to do this shit when it comes down to how business works, how the world works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that got fucked in so many different deals, to where it's just like, a lot of people don't want to speak on the deals. This is just like people talking about PNB Rock getting robbed in LA. Like, you know what I mean? There's plenty of niggas that got robbed in LA. Like, you know what I mean? But guess what? A lot of niggas ain't gonna speak on it. Why? Because they don't want to seem like they're vulnerable in that state, or they don't want to seem like I was a sucker nigga in this situation. Kanye is probably going through some business shit, to where it's just like, hey, these niggas is trying to play me on a business tip. I'm going to be the nigga to say, hey, don't let these niggas play you in this type of situation.
And if they go talking about that type of shit, you're supposed to talk about it.
But that's what I'm saying. No, yeah, for sure. But when it comes down to that, it's just like,
they don't have with the law. Who's so you would never know if they do.
No, that's what I'm saying. All right, bro. But it's just like, who's at, just like what Selfmade was saying earlier, who's really out there speaking about it? It's just like, if ain't nobody talking about it on this level, and we're not talking about a nigga getting hit with a fucking 360 deal. Niggas get hit with 360 deals all day. You don't hear them niggas talking about that shit. Kanye is a billionaire. So it's just like, well, what would make this nigga speak? If this nigga has billions of dollars, why does he need to speak on anything? He could have kept that shit under the wraps. Fuck niggas.
And just ran it up.
Like, fuck niggas, I don't even need to address anything. I'm just gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna take this L to the necklace, and then I'm gonna keep my billions, and y'all niggas still gonna buy these.
I get what y'all saying.
Like, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. And that's a healthy debate right there, Black people. That's a healthy debate.
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine the why.
You just
imagine the why. That's all I'm trying to say. Imagine the why.
That's the thing, though. Like, I remember just coming into knowledge, coming into certain understanding, and that shit lit a fire in me. That was, I could have been, nigga, a bum homeless on the street. I would have still been pushing the shit. You know, it's like the material shit ain't got nothing to do with the truth, for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like, when you really come into the truth, hold on.
For it to be like,
when you really come into the truth, it's like all of that other shit. Like, he's making billions of dollars. Like, all of that shit to him don't fucking matter, yo. He sees the people in this low vibratorial state to where he's like, nigga, my people need to rise the fuck up. We need to stop making this I'ma fuck your bitch, I'ma kill this nigga type music. We need to stop fucking doing all of that type of shit. Ultimately, like that's the biggest thing that I took away from what he was talking about. Like, hey, look, we need to stop killing all of our own shit.
I agree with. Stop being
You know what I'm saying?
But he can approach it differently, at the end of the day, he can approach it differently.
But that's the thing, though.
He approaching like he a daddy that had 13 kids. The way that he's approaching it,
nah, the way that he's approaching it is from a starlight position. You see the way I approach it, right? You see the way I approach it. We got the podcast, I got the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my part on this small scale.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm fed up.
So he has a platform that can reach millions, potentially billions of people, and he's dropping shit to try to spark that light into people because it was the same thing that happened to us on the come up. Somebody say something that goes, hold on. This nigga just said some crazy shit. Matter of fact, let me go look this shit up. Let me grab this book.
This too, though. He also allowed outside people to come in and dim that light towards us.
What you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, because I don't feel like he's been the same person from 808 to where he is right now.
I mean, I wasn't the same person.
So
right.
Artistically, I was not the same person. If you go back to 2010 and listen to my music versus the music that I'm producing, it's a light and day. It's night and day.
I'm talking about Kanye West.
Say that again. You was kind of cutting out.
Breaking up right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think
I was talking about Kanye, not about you.
But he's just giving
people. Yeah, I use myself as an example because people that come into enlightenment didn't start in enlightenment.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like he had to start doing all the bullshit to realize, nigga, this shit ain't it. Like this shit is killing our people for real. You know what I'm saying? To then come into making the type of music and to make the certain statement.
I didn't see that same change with y'all saw.
But he been doing that though. Like he literally said on national TV, people. He been saying that. If you listen to the his song, what is it? He literally has a whole verse on there where he's talking about, you know, they made us hate our why Shorty hollers where the ball is at. Like he has he been saying this, he been using it as an artist.
He talked all that shit about going to so you can't really hold him to that. I'm sorry.
He was honest about that. He even put that in his music too. He said, you know, when you get on, they leave your ass for with that. So I mean, I feel like
and then he went over there and did the same shit.
Who he is as a person. And I feel like he's living up to his standard as an entertainer, and I'm flawlessly executing his role as, you know, an activist with Kanye.
He is not. And this is where opinions are drawn. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I respect your opinion of him because you see it from a different perspective than I do.
Hey, you like Tupac, right?
For what? Who asked?
If don't nobody like Tupac, I'm about to kick him off the podcast right now. Say something.
Exactly. But he asking like Tupac got charges I'm gonna take for him. I'm not taking no fucking charges for Tupac, nigga.
I didn't ask.
My head on right now. Say something crazy about Tupac, y'all off the podcast.
I love Tupac. He's my favorite rapper. So what's up?
Okay. Did he say some controversial shit that everybody doesn't agree with, but it was the truth?
Facts.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't say it nicely either.
No.
Did he start?
This is a thing that y'all keep coming back to that I keep saying to you. I do not care about what Kanye West says because I don't give a fuck.
But
y'all asked
you
me,
know,
what do you feel about a
agree with it.
certain subject, and I answered that question. So that's all
Well,
that
this
happened.
is a
I don't care
podcast
about
talking
Kanye.
about Kanye West.
Yeah, we're talking about Kanye, so we gotta talk about it. So and please believe us, Tricky. You know we love you over here. So it's not we're not coming at you in a certain type of way for sure. Because you may be the voice of the people
I didn't
that don't agree
I
with
gave you the
Kanye.
answer that you wanted to hear.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you may be the voice of the people who don't agree with Kanye.
Yeah, but
so I'm just trying
as soon as I said agree with Kanye, y'all, oh, it was cool.
Huh?
But y'all got a lot more questions for you. I'm not a Kanye. Maybe y'all should have brought a Kanye on here. I'm not. I'm just a regular ass person. I'm just telling you my motherfucking stance on what I and where it affects me. What Kanye did yesterday. Y'all probably do, but I don't. I don't mind celebrities because they don't mind me. They don't make me no money.
Miss Divine for sure don't agree with Kanye, and me and Miss Divine about to slap box right now for sure.
That's between y'all. I have nothing to do with that.
Oh, wait a minute.
None of your business. Record it so I can watch it. I don't know. Like I will watch it. Y'all need some views and shit. I'll laugh. I mean, I don't got no problem.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, again, regardless to and I feel what you're saying because I don't watch Kanye. I don't watch his every move. I don't even be in the celebrity world like that.
I don't watch their moves. I don't watch mine. What the fuck I do watching theirs?
But when it comes down to a certain level of okay, what is it? What's all the fuss about? Why is Kanye again? He could have just been like, nigga, I'm making my billions of dollars and I'm shutting the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like me, I've always been on the side of the underdog because the underdog is the underdog for a reason and shit, right? You're saying what you're saying for a reason. What is this reason and does it benefit me? So now I have to look at it like that. And because he has a platform he has, it's like, well, what is this nigga talking about? Let me look into that. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, if you're in any business, and I said this earlier, if you're in any business, what can we really take from what he's saying? Like, you know what I mean? If he's just talking fluff, then niggas ain't like, there's nothing to talk about. If he's saying some real shit, then obviously, and if it's highly ostracized, then he may be saying a little bit of something. That's why he's getting he's breaking relate or burning bridges that he's been burning because he's saying some real shit.
Nigga, that's like Walmart fucking around and throwing away all of their shit to say something, and people not paying attention to none of that.
I want to understand. So you're saying that him saying some out of pocket ass shit and throwing away millions of dollars.
What's out of pocket?
No, wait, what?
What's out of pocket?
What are y'all talking about? Maybe I'm lost. What's going on?
What do you feel is out of pocket?
Nah, what I was saying was
sweatshirt. I didn't see it, but the sweatshirt appears to be out of pocket to the majority of the people that I'm around.
The white.
So was that not out of pocket?
The White Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it was out of pocket for him to have that on?
I don't care.
You said it was out of pocket. We're trying to figure out why do you figure that that's out of pocket.
I just said that's what everybody else feels like it's out of pocket. I don't know what the fuck is going on. That's what everybody else is talking about, right? I mean, from y'all.
To be honest, though, highlights a major thing. So, like Trika is saying, it's out of pocket, but then she personally offended. She's saying she's not, but because other people are, she's standing with. And I think that's what the media relies on, right?
What is everybody doing? Like, we don't know. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
all
everybody says out of pocket.
I call him
I don't give a fuck.
because
I don't have
really,
no vote in this.
what is so offensive about him saying white lives? What's offensive about that?
Nothing to me, because all that makes me want to do is go harder and say my black
Is he spreading propaganda? Is he spreading misinformation? You get what I'm saying? Like, what about him?
I think people are taking it personally because they're thinking, well, he's directly attacking Black Lives Matter, and that's it. Everybody's in their feelings about the shit.
But
let's be real.
He is. Let's play
and he is
advocate
so
and say he is attacking. Well, why? Why would he attack?
I'm not in my feelings about it though, Divine. That's the thing.
This is for the people.
I ain't posting nothing about Kanye on none of my social media.
Ms. Divine, let me say this real quick. I said this on the last show. He calls it the trauma economy, right? So a lot of the times, people, when we get any movement that's associated with our Black trauma, we cling on to that shit like tissue on an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, nigga, like we love it.
Like it's a life.
Like, you know what
That's
I mean?
why I said it's oppression culture.
Nigga, like what the
oppression culture? It's oppression culture. Madness makes money.
Now I understand what you're saying with oppression culture.
Blood.
Yeah. Now I understand.
Blood. I don't know nothing about that.
From the beginning of the podcast, you just missed it. Woon.
That's cool. Yes. I might be slow with certain things. I will admit to that. But what I'm saying is that like a lot of the times, like, you know, we may look at ourselves as the victims, right? And as long as we play the victim, who is the victor? Black Lives Matter is a victimized state of mind. Black Lives Matter is the victor, ain't it? That's cap. That was a setup. Don't answer that question.
I can't even answer it. I ain't got shit to say. I know when to sit down. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to hold them. And
I'm so sorry. In my mind, that's not the victor. The victor is we don't even need to say Black Lives Matter because we already understand that.
But it already got established, and them motherfucking corporations got behind it. They ran with it. They made stickers and shit to put on their doors
because they knew it was gonna make money.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yes, and that's what I agree with Kanye on. And I told you I don't completely disagree with where he comes.
So White Lives Matter again. If we have to beat this dead horse, White Lives Matter.
Okay, Blue Lives Matter. Gray Lives Matter. Fucking Purple Lives Matter. Orange Lives Matter. They all matter. We all matter. We should all be treated like so.
Okay, so did you? They came out with an all lives matter and niggas was mad. Was you one of the ones that was mad?
They was just as upset.
Get into none of that. I was on my spiritual journey. I didn't have no parts of none of that. Oh, anybody lives matter. Shit, spiritual lives matter. Dead people lives matter. Ancestral lives matter. They're me. I went in nobody's side. I'm still not on nobody's side. That's why Kanye shit don't bother me. I'm in my own right now.
Phrases that were used are blue lives, red lives, whatever the hell kind of lives.
Propaganda. Somebody else made this shit up to get a whole bunch of separate.
Hear me out, Trika. It has been trademarked, right? So now when we're saying it, it's in reference to merch, right? Like literally, it was a sweater, it's a hat, it's a stick. You feel me? You can put it in on your social medias. Like it's all promote. One motherfuckers is getting paid off of that. The same one group of people,
and them motherfuckers probably believe in that shit.
Did niggas profit off of Black Lives Matter?
I don't know. Like that's
Not
what I'm
even a
saying.
little.
Like these motherfuckers probably don't know this shit. Probably black or nothing. They ain't been a night in protest. They ain't been a damn fucking boycott or nothing. They still Chick-fil-A.
They made millions.
Hey, let me say
Millions.
this: some black people profited off that shit. Did niggas profit? No.
No, I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. So when it comes, and that's why I pose the question: what is black culture? But that's a whole different conversation.
We don't have no fucking culture.
That's a whole nother show right there.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. But what I will say is just like, you know, and again, this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand people who are in alignment with
culture, but is it culture? That will be the question, because if we think it's our culture, they would be like, y'all ain't got no fucking culture.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's the people that's who is in alignment with Kanye. You know, I would want to, and I'm gonna ask y'all right now, Self, and I don't know if Miss Divine, I don't know where you at, Antoine, I know you in the building and shit. I know you say you fuck with Kanye. So for the people who fuck with Kanye, is
drop up.
Oh. No, I'm gonna just ask, and you can say what you was about to say, so because I got you. But what, and I want you to verbalize what benefits that it has to actually fuck with this nigga from what he's going through right now.
Trauma sales.
Hold on.
Can you rephrase that question?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first question.
Wait, are we in a spelling bee?
No. My first question was to the people who was against Kanye. Like, why are you against Kanye? Yada yada yada. So that means it's just like, okay, that means he's detrimental to whatever. So that's the cons. I want to know the pros of being in alignment with what he's going through, right, or what he's talking about or going through, however you want to put it, right now. How does that benefit you in any way?
Oh, that's easy. Like Miss Divine said, he's an activist. I consider myself an activist. Truth speakers, you know what I'm saying? Like we get the backlash from speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's dealing with religion, it's dealing with health, it's dealing with the music industry, it's dealing with all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You tell the truth, you're getting criticized. You're finna get the stones thrown at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not on a scale like Kanye monetarily to where, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is hitting me on that type of time. But a lot of the stuff that he's talking about is real. Like when it comes to who's behind the music industry, who's behind these networks that you watching when it comes to CNN, Fox 40. So there's an agenda being pushed. We already know what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? And as far as what he's doing on the scale that he's doing it versus a Sonetta channel that's only hitting 20,000 people, or you know what I'm saying, like us or whatever the minute scale is of that true speaker, he's doing it at a bigger level. So while he's doing it at that level, as far as like reaching millions of people, yeah, you're gonna ruffle way more feathers than we would ruffle on Nigga Free Your Mind podcast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you speak the truth. And I hope that, you know, people start doing research and looking up the shit that he talking about, because the same shit that people is trying to write him off for is the same shit people try to write me and Woon off for when it came to the Bible, or when it came to health, or when it came to the music industry and all of that type of shit. I'm talking about maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people. But
I was just gonna say that.
At the same time, you ain't doing the research. You ain't doing the work to really find out really what's popping. like if that shit is real or if that shit ain't real. No, you just so stuck in your ways. You've been programmed so crazy to where when you hear something that doesn't resonate with where you at with shit, all of a sudden, oh, that nigga pseudo or this nigga bullshit. This nigga ain't saying no real shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rocking with Kanye 100%. I hope he continue to ruffle a whole bunch more feathers. I hope that nigga lose all his money, and I hope that nigga can, you feel me, reach millions of people to where we can start changing how this shit is, you feel me, moving ultimately.
Ooh, hey, that was so. I let me.
Right.
Hey, Ms. Devine, I want you to speak to that too, but let me say something real quick to that. There's me and Selfmade are not balling, like, you know what I mean. So let me say that real quick. But I will say that we are wealthy if we're talking about what we talk about. You know, the people who we are, right? So a lot of people wrote us off, and in our minds, we was bussing for niggas who, you know what I mean? We was out bussing for the niggas. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, nigga, we out here bussing our guns. And guess what? We got so much backlash. Anybody who's watching right now, no, hey, that nigga Woon, he's a cult leader, yada, 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 all this extra shit, right? And it's just like, and I took them punches on the chin. Y'all never saw me cry about saying, oh, I'm a cult leader. Y'all never see me cry about this shit, but I'm still spilling my spill, and I'm still in my truth, and I'm still like, hey, I don't give a fuck what niggas is talking about. I know I have a within myself first, like, you know what I mean, it's up. And then I got a whole squad of niggas that understand where we at. So this, I don't need, like, where Kanye is like, I don't need Adidas. I don't need Gucci Wops. I don't need all these, nigga, I got squad. Like, you know what I mean? So this is where Jesus don't need the whole world. This nigga only need disciples. Like, nigga only need a small group of people to, nigga, and when it's up, it's up. Like, you know what I mean? So when it comes down to that type of time, of course, nigga, of course I got unfriended. Of course niggas block me. Of course, motherfuckers was, you know, saying all type of different shit. But guess what? Nigga, do I stand on my motherfucking square? You of course. Like, you know what I mean? Because this is not a money thing. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? If we talk about, just like I always say all the time, currency, energy is the highest form of currency, and I'm giving niggas currency. I'm giving niggas money. We're talking money right now. Like, you know what I mean? So we're exchanging money right now. So for fuck a monetary gain, this is teaching niggas how to fish as opposed to giving niggas a fish, right?
Right.
So when it comes down to that type of time, and just like, we could, like, niggas used to ask me and Selfmade all the time, like, nigga, y'all niggas know that y'all could charge niggas for a super chat and do all this money. No, nigga, what the fuck is we charging niggas for? You can't buy this type of shit. This is what it is. We're trying to wake up the masses, or at least drop the seeds to the masses for what this is. So why would we even feel like we're in a position to even charge niggas for what they know but don't understand? They already know it. They just don't. They're not in the position to do it yet. And this is what Kanye is fighting. He's fighting the niggas who don't understand it because they're not in the same bracket. Yeah. Again, that's why I asked, well, what bracket is niggas in? Are you in a business position, or are you working a 9 to 5? If you in a 9 to 5, your position is, yeah, boss, woody wop, boss, such and such, boss. You know what I mean? So as opposed to saying, hey, fuck what the boss is talking about, nigga, I am the boss. You see this shit on my, I am, nigga, ain't no what's above me, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So when it comes down to that, it's just like, as soon as you come into yourself, fuck anything else. As soon as you come into yourself, it's going to be a problem. And when you come into yourself, when you start to express yourself, niggas is finna come. They tell you in the Bible, niggas is finna come for you, B. It's a problem. My nigga Nicholas told me straight up. He was like, nigga, the Woon, he said, Woon, the position that you're in, all type of devils and demons is gonna come for you. I understood that before I understood it. Because why? Because I'm telling the truth. Because I'm honestly expressing myself. At this point in time, it's not even about me no more. I feel like I didn't already reached my peak. So now, fuck money, fuck it. I'm in.
We here, baby. We here.
I'm in coach. Right, I'm coached down. Sometimes I'm in Versace. Sometimes I'm whatever. None of that shit matters. What matters is that I'm still in the field that's going to ultimately drop the seeds. And I'm not saying I'm going to wake niggas up, but what I'm saying is that I'm tapped into myself so much that you can't put anything over me. And this is what Kanye is talking about. Don't have nobody over you. Period. Fuck this music industry, fuck Adidas, fuck all these other niggas. They're trying to be your voice. What does your voice look like? Are you a puppet in a ventriloquist relationship? Or are you you?
Facts.
Ain't nobody got no hand up my ass, and because they pulling strings, I'm talking. I'm not no there's no ventriloquist relationship. I speak my truth and I speak my life, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So if I'm wrong for that, nigga, hang me. If I'm wrong for that, if I'm wrong for that, come fight me tonight. Serious as fuck.
For real though.
It comes down to you can't kill me. This is what Kanye is DEFCON 3. Who's gonna kill me? Who? This nigga probably be murdered for the shit that I said. I bring the real, be a legend, breathing the dead. Lord, listen to me. God don't like ugly. It was written. So what I'm saying is that nigga, when you're free like this, what are we saying? Free your mind, pot. This is this.
You're we in here. We in the building
right now. Free your mind. Free your and where's who's gonna stop us? And that's all I'm saying, man. And I hate to go on that rant like that, but it's just like, man, when it comes down to that, to when Kanye has already touched, and I don't know if it took him to touch billions of dollars in order for him to come to this understanding. Just like I said, me and Selfmade ain't balling, but we came to this understanding before fuck. It's not money involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming down to getting to know who the fuck you are, and sometimes it takes certain people their paths to recognize this, right? So then when it comes down to that, it's just like, nigga, after you, just like I said last show, there's a reason why me and Selfmade put together this podcast, and there's a reason why me and him clicked up, because we understood, we figured it out. At this point in time, it's just like, nigga, the best thing to do is kick the real shit. Listen to this nigga's music. Listen to Selfmade music. Listen to it. The nigga kicking the rawest shit ever, and it's just like, if you missing the jewels, you probably, this nigga. No, listen to this nigga's music. And it's just like, after you reach a certain level, what do you do? Are you responsible? As a human being, you may feel some type of guilt. You may feel some type of guilt for not dropping seeds, right? Even trees drop seeds for no reason. But guess what those seeds do? They plant plants for the next shit to, you know what I mean? All the shit. So it's just like, we're not charging niggas. We're like trees. We don't charge niggas to drop these seeds and for the shit to spring up for some new shit. We just do what we do because this is in our nature. This is natural. So if we're going to be jailed or ridiculed or ostracized for all the shit that we got going on before for doing what we do freely, I'm gonna smack everybody, nigga. And it's like you know what I mean? Straight up.
Woon over there turned up.
Hey, I'm for it. All of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, at this point in time, nigga, it's just like, niggas can't kill me. And that's the type of time I'm on. It may be the fucking I'm in Scorpio energy right now, and trust me, a lot of my best friends are Scorpio. So trust me, when I link up with Leos and when I link up with anybody, but we in Scorpio season. Ask any of my Scorpio niggas when it's time to when it's up. Like nigga, kill the worst and the best thing that you can do is kill because you can't kill me. I'm speaking my life right now. I'm speaking life right. You can't kill. What you gonna do? So again, this comes down to the Kanye situation. It's just like DEFCON, nigga. The only thing that you can try to do is kill me, and we understand that. It's just like nigga, you can't. Even in the movie Belly, they're going to come to kill everything that you say.
There was an interview Kanye did with the paparazzi, so crazy, and he was literally
niggas gotta speak, man. Niggas gotta. I'm sorry, Mr. Vine, real quick. Niggas gotta activate that throat chakra and not be scared to fucking stand on your square. For what? If you standing on your square, you a square. Bring this shit full circle. For your circle. Yeah. Up gang, nigga. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, go off there. Go off. There was an interview that Kanye did after Adidas dropped him, and he was talking to the paparazzi, just answering every question they had. And you know, they asked him about bodyguards, like, why you don't have no security? Why you don't have no bodyguards? He was like, I mean, y'all are my bodyguards. Who gonna come? I got all these cameras rolling, and all these microphones is on. It's too many witnesses. Very intentional. He knows, like, okay, well, as long as I'm in the spotlight, they can't really in the spotlight, right? But then the things that he's saying, he's like, okay, well, I'm just here to talk to that. So that, you know, to answer the question is why I'm a yay stan, because a lot of people talk about all the time, oh, we need representation, and we need representation. Here he go. He represents so many different demographics. He represents people in the mental illness community. He represents people in the Black community. He represents the billionaire community. He represents, right? He represents people with biracial children. Right. You feel me? He represents so many American. He understands about trauma. He grew up, you know what I'm saying, in fucking Chicago. Was a teacher. You feel me? So he's got a lot of life experience in relativity to so many different people. And I feel like what he's saying is like, hey, y'all, like, let's come together and really get to the real truth. Like, what's all out here playing this game, and it's been fun, right? It's fun, but at the home to our kids, what's the real truth? Like, what are we out here living for? So I appreciate that, you know. Selfmade kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, saying like, you know, he to do that and to say that. So he has a certain reach. He has a certain, you know, I'll call him a big man, and we're the little man. He has more leveraged impact of saying some of the things that he's saying, right? Let one of us saying at our actual job where we work, we're fired. Now we don't got no place to live. You feel me? Right. He got billions of dollars. He got another plan. He got a plan B, C, D. Wasn't in a house. He gonna be at the fucking Staples Stadium. Okay, Kanye West. He gonna be all right. And so I appreciate what he's doing, because he damn near the underdog, making it to be the top dog. But I feel like the people don't want us to see him as he made it. You feel me? Really think about it. He did. And he's showing us like, look, you can make it. You still gonna be a nigga in a coop. You feel me? You still a nigga in a coop. So what are your real true values? What are your real true morals? And what are the things that you value? We see him make the switch to like more spirituality. You feel me? Because he was doing Irish like a mug, and then we ate it up. As soon as he started doing into his spiritual, real quiet. Real quiet.
Hey, real quick, you said something so important, and I have to. I want to speak to this real quick, and I'm gonna pass the mic back. What people are used to seeing, right? When it comes to quote unquote leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is what we had in the 60s, maybe the 70s. I don't think we had nobody in the 80s. We probably did, like, you know what I mean? But
Huey P. Newton, all of them was in the 80s. Black Panthers was in the 80s, but yeah.
It was more than
it was dying out. Yeah, it was dying out though. You're right.
When it comes down to, and this is and I want you to hear this, Treek and Savon too. So when it comes down to this black culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we had going on in America is, it's just like we trying to figure it out, right? So when it comes down to the black culture, it's just like, okay, the hip hop community, even though we don't put ourselves in a position to be the influence or to be the
creator.
Not even the creator. I'm looking for the face of Black Americas, or you know what I mean, the role models of this shit. A lot of rappers come out and say, I'm not a role model. Like, you know what I mean? But sometimes we are conscious about the music that we put out. So it's just like, well, where is the for people who, and I had to say it just like this, for the people who's looking for a savior, right? It's just like, well, where's the Martin Luther King of our day? Where's the Malcolm X of our day? Where's the such and such of our day? And it's just like, okay, well, nigga, if you're not that for yourself, right? And we have to, so important, be that for yourself, for one. Be your own who you're looking for to save you. Like, if you're looking for a savior, right? That's one. Two, pay attention to the people.
You get the same.
I'm sorry.
You put it out. I believe that. Right.
You was kind of choppy. I didn't hear the whole gist of that. But what I was saying was a lot of people are looking for a hero or looking for a savior. So what we're used to seeing is figures like MLK, figures like Malcolm X, figures like Marcus Garvey and shit like that, which is what was the highly ostracized people at that time. I don't know who that is, but somebody coming in. Looks like. But when it comes down to that, when it comes down to those type of people, it's just like that time doesn't exist no more. So those people don't exist no more, right? Mm-hmm. So now it's just like, okay, well, even though rappers don't want that role model title, then it comes down to, well, okay, well, who are we looking at as motherfuckers who really speak for the people? And that would ultimately be the Black Americans by way of rap. And this is why, again, I have to revert to the Black culture being hip hop, because hip hop is a worldwide thing. Fucking national is worldwide. Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of people look at this to be like, okay, well, what is this Black culture? And it's hip hop. So now this is when you get the KRS ones who have a certain movement or a certain agenda, which is what's going on. We had so many different movements that rappers understood that it's just like, okay, we're not just here to rap about certain things. If we even go to after the damn, what's the and I was just talking about this shit earlier, but just talking about the Rapper's Delight, right? Like that was having fun
area.
No, yeah, exactly. But when we talk about Rapper's Delight, when they were just having fun, and then you had Melly Mel with the message, with the song The Message, like, you know what I mean? Then that was the voice of the Black people of the ghetto. So hip hop has always been that
song.
Yeah, that's always been a driving force of, nigga, these are our conditions here. in America. So this is our culture. This is what is going on right now. Like, you know what I mean? And going to what Ms. Devine said earlier about this being our culture, the struggle culture, but it's just like, but we understand it. But this is the birth of hip hop. Like, you know, this is why the expression of, you know, talking about our conditions was so real, because it's just like, nigga, we could talk about this shit freely. Where do we look at? What is black culture?
You say that, but you say that, but why would you say that we, me and Miss Divine, were wrong when we said that is our culture? Because you just described that as our culture.
No, but what I'm saying is when you talk about having a struggle culture or a lower culture, it's just like, no, it's just like, nah, like this is like, even before rap came about, rap is only the expression of
rap
what's
came
going
about
on.
because we were struggling though.
Okay, but listen to this though. But what I'm saying is that who didn't struggle? So when I say
everybody didn't make music out of struggling, we did.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that the culture is not only synonymous with struggle, because everybody struggles. And I said this earlier, so it's just not.
I don't think she was saying it was synonymous when she said
no, but listen to what I'm saying though. So what I'm saying is that like because people were saying that whoever said it, that our culture is a struggle culture. Everybody has struggles. Like, you know what I mean? So we can't just say that that's only synonymous to black. That's what I'm saying. It's not only synonymous to black people. Everybody has their own struggle within self. It's not talking about a group of people. And this is how I said it earlier. This is how they try to group us, right? But what I'm saying is that when it came down to what's going on in certain areas, we're talking about it by way of art. Right, we're talking about broken glass everywhere, like, you know what I mean. So this is what rap is. We're rapping, we're talking, like, you know, exactly the message. That's what the song is called. So when it comes down to that, it's just like, this is what the standards end up becoming in hip hop. So when we look at people like Kanye, he may not be the MLK or may not be the Malcolm X or, you know, anybody like that. But when we talk about people who are actually standing up and talking about social situations that goes on, that's that nigga. Who else? Just like Self said earlier, who's doing it?
Facts.
Okay, so if he's your number one, then who's number 2 and 3?
He's not my number one. I'm my number one.
Hey,
but at this point in time, it's not even a fight. Like, I don't even need to fight no more. Just like I said, Kanye don't need to say this shit. Kanye's a billionaire. He don't need to say this shit for himself. Of course, just like I said, he may be going through some legal shit on his own type of time, but if he's saying this shit publicly and ostracizing this shit, it's for the people that's coming behind him just to say, hey, you want to know what? This shit is what it is. That's just like Wild Waters Chain. Like, it's just like, I am. And it's just like, okay, well, I could have kept this shit to myself. But it's just like, no, nigga, when you see me, hold on, what does that I am chain mean? What does that up gang shit mean? And these are conversation starters for real. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, let's start the conversation, right?
Okay,
so as long as you
who's your number 2 and your number 3?
I don't care about a 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is that when it comes down to the whoever is talking about it is lit. That's the whole point. Whoever's talking
I want to pose
about
a question.
Go ahead.
I want to pose a question because I traveled outside of America and it was very eye-opening. But my question is, let's see if I can phrase. So when we're saying what is Black culture, from that and say like Latin, what is Latin culture? Can you give me one descriptive word to describe to me what Latin culture really? This is a rhetorical question, but
where do Latin people originate?
But see, are we asking about their origins, or are we asking about their lifestyle?
No, that's what I'm saying, because they have a point of
That's a
reference,
different
right?
question.
Who do
Where
you
Latin stuff
consider
originated.
Latin? Who do you
Spain, maybe? I don't
consider Latin? Why?
Anyone that would be of a Latin based, right, language or lifestyle.
Like South America.
Yep. Anyone that would be considered Latino. Mexicans, people
Well,
who
they
live
all
in
got
Spain,
different.
the Portugals, Chileans, you could be
Everybody that
considered
you
Latin.
talk, hey, everybody that you just now named,
Got different cultures.
that's a
Exactly.
land. That's a land.
Exactly. So
Who did
that's the point that I emphasize. That when we're talking about Black culture, we're actually talking about America, talking about the Black people themselves.
exactly
Makings.
yeah.
So that's why I'm
That's a
saying
fact.
oppression, that struggle is a part of America's culture. Even if we're not applying it to, if you think about how quote unquote America came to be, it was the poor people who were struggling, and they said, "Fuck y'all, we refuse to struggle under this. We're gonna rule ourselves. We're gonna save ourselves, and we're gonna
So
go, and we're gonna build our own."
that Latin people didn't struggle?
I'm not saying
I
that
don't
they
think she
didn't
said
struggle.
that
What
at
I'm
all.
saying is
Okay.
they survived. That is what the culture became, right? So Latin people may have struggled, but what was the thing that unified them? People do make music about their struggles.
Because
So
they
do
went
Indian
back
people.
to their people, though.
So do Celtic people, right? Every people, every community is
I
going
agree.
to, and they're going to express themselves through art, through
Yeah,
music,
I agree with that.
through storytelling, right? Spirituality. So that's what I'm saying, to say, oh, the culture term is hella vague, trying to pinpoint. But, context clues, I'm not stupid, so I can understand is the lifestyle. And the lifestyle of Black people in America is the motherfucking profit off of that, like a motherfucker. And they promote that to other countries. Being a goat, which comes straight out of fucking poverty, that is something that you can consider to be a part of. They promote that. They profit off of that. If you look at other countries, whether they're Latin people, everybody wants to wear a certain look. They want to have a certain thing that comes from the influence of quote unquote Black culture, but that Black culture out of our struggle. So that's why I'm saying, and this is just clarifying, that culture, but it's very unique to America. Like when I'm in London, they don't see me as an American. So they're not treating me based off the color of my skin, because there's a lot of people in London, but some of them are from Jamaica. Some of them are from Nairobi. Some of them are from Cambodia. So they're not treating me based off my color. They're treating me based off my class and has a certain weight because I am an English speaking American. So that's when we say, well, what is Black culture? If we're being fucking real, it's oppression coming out of that struggle. It's being the crab in the barrel that got out the fucking barrel and made it.
There you go. So people, let me ask you this. So people who associate themselves with that struggle, do you think that they've also been in the struggle and that's why they associate themselves with that?
Well, I don't know if I know what you mean by associate themselves with the struggle.
So I'm saying, like, sometimes in order to recognize what something is, it's a part of you, right?
I wouldn't even say that for real. And only hella affluent white kids who making rap music or fucking seen a trap in their life. They don't know what that is, but they associate with that freaky. They like how it feels. They like how it looks. They like how it sounds. they repeat
But why though?
they're talking about.
Why?
Because they know who. So this is answering a question that somebody asked way earlier, right? Why to mimic what we're going through if we're the most hated, most oppressed, however you want to say it, right? We're supposed to be the worst of the worst. We're supposed to be just the least, right? And we meaning the black people, the brown and melanated people. Amen. Okay, but if we were so low and then nobody would be looking to us. We would have no influence. And that energy is the highest form of currency. I believe go into a whole another reality. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
There was a chosen people, and
but right,
still have birthright.
Go ahead,
Go ahead. What you saying?
I was just gonna say, them people is lost. Them niggas don't know who the fuck they is, and that right there would be what would separate the ones who do know and the ones who don't. It's way more that don't know than the ones that do know. You know what I'm saying?
I think that at a certain point in time, if you relate to anybody's struggle, you have a struggle of your own, and when it comes down to that, you may not know how to express it. Let me say it like this. I'm a student of the '60s this year, right? There was a lot of movements going on in the '60s. It wasn't just black movements. You had the Mexican movements, you had the Native American movements, and you even had white people movements that was going on in the '60s. Why? Because everybody felt the same energy. Honestly, it don't matter who kicked it off. It just matters about everybody was on the same accord. So to say that, because we could say we call it the civil rights movement. We don't say the nigga movement. We call it the civil rights movement. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
why don't we call it the niggas movement though?
Because
why don't we call it the niggas movement?
That would shut out everybody else who was feeling a certain type of way within this energy. That's just like saying we can't call everybody who is on the spiritual journey spiritual. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just like, no, nigga, everybody's on the same accord. So
I do. I get it.
But it's just it depends on, again, like, you know, I couldn't
really
knock nobody.
The civil rights movement. Who else was we fighting for?
If we're talking about, if you want to go there, I'm a say it again. I'm a student of the Black Panther Party. Look at what they were fighting for. We're not talking about civil rights. We're talking about human rights, right? So civil rights was just something to cover what was really going on, right? So we could call it civil, but this is human rights. This is what we felt like conditions that need to be met as a human being. They called it civil rights. So we have to understand the language in which is what's going on. So again, the propaganda or the media pumps it as the civil rights movement. Civil? What? Civil war? Civil war? What? So it sounds good for the people who don't do the work. But we're talking about human movements. And this is what I just now said. So it comes down to the blacks, Mexicans was going through this shit, white people was going through this shit. I'm a student of this shit, and I hate to say it like that, but I studied a lot of this shit, so it has nothing to do with civil. It has nothing to do with just niggas. This is a worldwide understanding.
Power.
A sign of the times.
It's that power.
I agree. It doesn't have anything to do with color. And I think that that's a lot of things that people of color don't really want to admit or recognize. Like, there's some white folks going through some shit just as bad as us. They don't give a fuck about your ass if you ain't got a certain degree of power or money.
So this is going back to the point to say that Black culture, and no disrespect to Miss Divine, but Black culture is not only the culture that has a struggle
it's not
culture.
Just Black. I don't think we could call it Black culture no more.
It's just the fact
that's what I'm saying, Trika. That's my point, Trika.
I don't
is that
think we can just call it Black culture, and that's why it's hard for y'all to agree because it's so much bigger than just Black or white or anything.
That's what I'm saying. So when it comes down to it, because again, this is coming off the back of saying that, well, what is Black culture?
Ain't no Black culture. We American culture.
Right there, right? Human culture. Fuck American.
We are human culture. That are. We ain't no fucking ain't no fucking white.
So when it comes down to that, it's just like to buy into saying
we just culture. We are culture.
Yeah, exactly. To buy in the fact of saying that, hey, we're classified as this or we're classified as that. I get it. On a small scale, I get it. But on a big scale, it's just like, man, you trying to separate me from these niggas, and I got Asian homies, I got homies, I got white homies, I got nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So
like, I ain't white, just fucking great.
That's what I'm saying. So when it comes down to that, now that's what I'm saying. So when it comes down
because there's no money in that.
Exactly. So when it comes down
again, sis.
So when it comes down to this Kanye shit, it's just like, y'all are trying to call me anti-Semitic, nigga. I am a sim.
I am the person I'm talking against. Like, I'm that. So,
right.
The fuck you talking about?
So that's the whole point. It's just like
I turned to the whole New York ass chick on these niggas. Like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? What the fuck, bro? Like, I am that.
So it's just like people may not even entertain and I know a lot of people said this earlier, people may not even entertain the due diligence that we have to do as a people and niggas said all the time that niggas is lazy. We're not talking about niggas is lazy like we don't want to work, but niggas some niggas feel like they don't want to work. But
we're not motivated.
But just doing the work, it's just like, nigga, before you form your opinion about anything, because sometimes opinions become who you are. Sometimes opinions, listen to what I'm saying. Opinions are not who you are, but sometimes opinions can become who you are. Why? Because sometimes we allow the opinions to override the work that we need to do, right? So if we don't do this work, then it's just like, well, I'm gonna just take my opinion and I'm gonna run with it, especially if the media is help the propaganda of your opinion. Then it's just like, yeah, fuck that nigga Kanye. Like,
right, you got some backing and shit.
Yeah, so when it comes down to that, it's just like, nigga, before you do that, please, fuck the research and all the shit. Do shadow work.
I'm around with it. I'm around with it.
Reading. Do shadow work. And shadow work would tell you.
I'm around with it.
This nigga's doing shadow work right now. He's not doing a service to black people. Fuck that ideology. Get that shit out the way.
Hey,
that nigga's doing shadow work.
Brother.
Nigga, this free your mind. It's up.
He's
doing
pulling it to the camera. That
nigga's doing shadow work.
That is the
so I want the people, whoever's watching this shit, to listen to this. That nigga is doing shadow work. But that's why
he was looking so scared when we confront him about the things that he say, because he's like, fuck, this is me. Like,
yeah, where the money at?
I can't even fight you.
Fuck
he be
the
like,
money.
I can't even fight you.
This is shadow work. This is me versus whoever. DEFCON 3. He said it. DEFCON 3. He said the shit. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what's popping. Like, nigga, this is shadow work. I'm willing to kill off this. I know, was that you? Miss Divina was at Carmen. She was like, Kanye separated himself from Ye. Like, yeah, nigga, because
Yeah.
your shadow work. This
Okay,
is
but
not,
when you think about it, though, think
not,
about when you think about Black Lives Matter, right? And motherfuckers be like, oh, when you say White Lives Matter, you're like, well, White Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But when you think about it in deep, you like, but they life matter more than mine. That's where that comes from. Because we've been programmed to think,
like you had said earlier,
that ain't
people
even
don't
real.
understand. People don't understand. If somebody, okay, let me
Ain't even true.
do this real quick, Trigger. Let me do this
That's
real
some
quick.
bullshit.
Let me do
Hey,
this.
but you said it earlier. It's about the
That's why
accountability for self,
Hey,
which
right there.
goes right back down to the shadow work. Like
Right
you
there,
can be
so-
mad, you can be conflicted about something that he say, but that's only because it's conflicting within something that you ain't dealt with within yourself.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
imagine me being. I imagine myself
But you didn't know about it
being
about
in the club.
yourself.
Hold on, wait.
Like a fucking.
Imagine myself. I imagine myself being in the club in my dubs. Somebody comes step on my shoe. I'm like, nigga, it's beef, right? Then imagine myself right now. Somebody, I'm like, hey, bro, you know, you're bad. Like, you know what I mean? I'm excusing the next person. Hey, I know I'm sober, so you might be drunk. Your life matters, like, because you're not in
responding,
your
not
right
reacting.
state of mind right now. So
Right.
I understand that I'm not finna beef with you because you matter, because you're not functioning on the spot to where I'm functioning. So therefore, I'm not going to excuse myself. I'm going to excuse you. Like, you know, and then it may come to a point to where, excuse me for being in your way. My bad, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not in my ego. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Excuse me.
I'm still gonna
So
have a good night.
we have to step out. This is revolutionary. We have to step outside of being the victim. We have to step outside of saying these niggas is Black Lives Matter. These niggas is stepping on our toes. We in the club and these niggas is stepping on our shoes. What for? Why do you imagine? Okay, females used to say this shit. When niggas, oh, the white man said I can't get a job, and the females say, well, the light man want the light bill money, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, at what point in time do we stop playing the victim? At what point do we stop saying that the white man is the reason why? So it's just like, we're not Black Lives Matter. That don't listen to what
Like,
I'm
obviously.
don't tell yourself Black Lives Matter. And I have to say it like that because it's just
they
like
crying and shit.
like, get the fiddle out. Black Lives Matter. And I hate to say it like that because it would seem like I'm shitting on a lot of people who
because we've been showing ourselves up for a long time, because they've been telling us shit we couldn't when we've been doing it.
They capitalizing off of us playing the victim.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what Kanye called it. Kanye called it the trauma economy. Like, nigga, anytime that we want to say something that, oh, Black Lives Matter, then we're like, yeah, some don't shoot. Yeah. Like, I can't breathe. Nigga, I'm breathing well right now. I can breathe. What do you mean I can't breathe? The fuck is you talking about? So all of these different things that they put out there that we buy into because we want to play the victim, because history in school,
there's no victim on that one.
We're gonna go there. In school, they tell you, yeah, you know y'all niggas are slaves and shit, right?
Y'all was slaves. Y'all done came off the plantation from Africa.
Yeah. So then we buy into it as kids. And then as kids, guess what? We hold that.
We grew up thinking in slave mentality.
And guess what happens?
That's trauma.
Now we buy ourselves into that trauma shit, and guess what? We sell our souls into that trauma shit. Niggas
Well,
don't.
who do you blame for that when that's been happening? You just said that happens from day
There-
one
it-
when you get into society.
There's
Right.
no one
You
to
can't
blame.
blame
It's
people
breaking
for
the
that.
goddamn thing.
They don't know what's going on, though.
They
If you've been
do.
taught that since you was a
Well,
kid, you don't know
read
what the
up.
fuck is going on.
If you don't know, figure it out.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now
As
you
an
know,
adult, yes, but as
nigga.
a kid,
Shout
you
out to
can't
Biggie.
blame
That's
kids
also
for
a
that.
gentleman.
As a kid, that's when you're supposed to have your parents. Hey, look, parents was making me watch what's that slave movie that had like 6 different goddamn tapes?
What?
You feel me?
Roots.
Nigga,
Roots.
your parents kept that shit in their house. Like when you was a child, they made you watch that shit.
They
like for what? Why?
played it on TV every year or so.
Some
You know
of
what I'm saying?
some of you niggas still eat chitlins and pig feet and shit.
Every day just reminds you that
Wait.
Go in there. Nigga, this up.
Ain't
I
that
don't eat none of that shit.
Hey, they gonna be mad. Piggly Wiggly, hey man.
They gonna try to cancel.
They at the Piggly Wiggly right now.
It's the soul food. It's the it ain't
That
none
shit
of
is
that
that shit is trash.
because I'm from the South. I want people like that.
Yeah, have a heart attack if you want.
You can buy that shit in California. I think it's illegal, but I mean,
Have a heart attack if you want to. But I'm saying,
ain't no fucking Piggly no more either. Driving men State drove all the fucking
the same way that people listen, the same way that people,
crazy, but that's all you have to get.
The same way that people buy into that soul food and this is what we have to do and this is why we keep this tradition is why the health rate in Black Americans is ugly.
Yep, that's a fact.
Is damaging.
Motherfuckers don't want to switch it up.
Worse than niggas getting shot.
No.
Worse than niggas getting shot.
Yeah, so if you hitting on it right there. People don't really
somebody
want to be their own savior.
We fucking do this shit. And I told Selfmade this and I said, Selfmade. Oh no, wait. I told Selfmade, I said, man, look, if Pac was alive right now, this nigga would probably be a motherfucking vegan. And Selfmade and them is talking about
vegan.
Listen, Selfmade and them is talking about veganism in their music.
You know me, he was on his way anyway.
Talk about Nipsey Hussle endorsing motherfucking Dr. Sabi and
that documentary.
That nigga Nipsey Hussle was the new wave. Think about it. That's why I fuck with this nigga Selfmade because they're the future.
But Black people think that if you skinny, you're not healthy. So that's Black people's problem.
That's
if you skinny, you're not healthy.
That's their personal problem. They need to get educated. Motherfuckers, hey,
I'm saying
these
knowledge
niggas
is
love
power.
That part. Period. I ain't even got nothing else to say after that. Motherfuckers will for real though, like
excuse to eat some shit.
They love the excuse. They love the excuse.
Yeah, like people,
you know, and they got
like Trika said, well, who's if you're looking for someone to hold responsibility, you're literally holding yourself up from you're looking for somebody else to do it for you. Just fucking figure it out.
Nah, when I go to South, I get massacred. Like Jason Myers, all them killers, they just come for me. Like, yo, skinny ass, don't be eating. Eat some plates, eat some biscuits and all
just hold the sugar and shit.
Y'all bitches. I'm gonna go back to California, fat as hell, and then what? Like unhappy. No, they just don't get it. It's like you don't gotta eat all that shit. That's not even it's not even appetizing to me.
We the most unhealthiest.
Wait, real quick, right there, Tree. This is what Kanye's saying. You ain't gotta deal with all that shit. You ain't gotta do it. Why?
I ain't gotta deal with these niggas. I guess I get what Kanye was saying. All this I really ain't gotta deal with y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? I do with me.
Not even niggas. The demographic of what we believe to be the reality
but that's
of
what
what
he's saying,
happened.
but not without saying it though. That's what I'm telling you.
I got you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying too. I got you. I ain't slow. I'm on you. But I'm just saying that's what his actions are saying to other people. And that's why niggas getting disrespected, like feeling disrespected.
That's what they shadows is.
That's why they taking shit personal. Like, he ain't even talking to you, bitch. Shut up. Like, but you know,
man, Woon knows. Like, we used to, and we still kind of do to this day. But I remember back in the day, I would put it in a question form. So now I'm not trying to get at you specifically. I'm not trying to get at your demographic specifically. I'm gonna just pose it in a question.
Open-ended question.
Or just make my own opinionated statement. And motherfuckers was pulling up like, hey, nigga, I don't eat like that, or nigga, this shit ain't like this, or nigga. And it's like, damn, nigga, I ain't even say nothing about you or how you guys like. Right.
Niggas so like
on my goddamn self as a couple things I've said. I'm like, god damn, y'all niggas are sensitive. But
man, it's cause they wearing the shoe that you actually talking about.
It's the truth. And don't nobody want to fucking admit to it and say nothing. And then, you know, they fuck because somebody they love that's close to them that they know them. No, you know, that bothers them. They can't be themselves like, I agree with you because they're scared. But you know I know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know I know you. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of fake ass people walking around this world. I refuse
that part. Because they ain't done the work. They ain't done the shadow work. They got a whole bunch of layers.
That don't mean this spider is wrong.
They onions. We got onions walking around this motherfucker. Like,
we got a bunch of onions walking around this motherfucker. The brown ones too. Like we got like hella layers. It's been growing.
Hella layers, man. Go ahead and strip them layers
hella
off,
layers,
man.
Like, I can't do this. And I'm not to cry for you either. I'm not Joe to see. Baby.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, shout out to that nigga Kanye, man.
Hey, nah, for real.
Shout out to Kanye, man, for doing what he's doing.
He's doing his job. I'm not gonna lie and say he ain't doing his job.
Like if y'all remember, but when he was trying to, you know, run for president and all that shit, like he legitimately, like for real, in real ass life, his name was on there next to potential candidates.
Right.
So like for that alone, I respect the nigga. You feel? God damn it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I still ain't with him, but I respect him. And he like Kobe to me. Like I'm a Jordan fan. I fucks with Kobe, but I don't fucks with Kobe. You know. So
yeah.
I respect him.
No, all in time, man. This is a good like the way that he shook up reality with what, you know, that podcast is exactly what motherfuckers needed. I'm glad everybody in their emotions. Okay. I'm glad everybody talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I hope that gives the spark for other people that are close to the nigga bracket, or you know, maybe even just a little bit underneath, or and people in our fucking bracket. Like, I hope everybody starts speaking way more about these different topics and shit. You know what I mean? Because these is the things that really do need to be talked about. Fuck all this other bullshit.
Do you guys think that COVID was a bad thing that happened, or you think it was good? Like, how would you measure the effects of COVID?
It was a good thing.
Think about the world before and think about the world after COVID hit. Would you?
It depends. It's just like any situation. It depends on how you receive it, right? There was a lot of people who did not want to be in the house with their spouse. So for them, it was torture. For them, that shit was hell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I gotta be at the house with this bitch. But there was a lot of people who had the opportunity to have family time and, like, you know what I mean, different shit. So for me, personally, it was just like, yeah, like I a lot of the shit that be going on when it comes down to the isolation process, because it's just like at this point in time, it was an isolation process to where you really have to tap in with self, just to see where it's at.
Right.
And
But for you
if
personally, how was COVID for you personally? You think it was good?
COVID for me was lit.
You think?
Yeah, no, it was lit. Let me say this. When that shit first hit, because I'm trying to be ahead of the curve. So when it was going on and shit, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. And I know I had made I had did a prank and shit to where I was telling people that I had COVID and shit, because like where I was working at, one of my first stops was at a hospital. So I was telling people, hey, I got COVID, like, you know what I mean? But after that, it's just like, okay, I know that people are going to be, not at work, or they're going to be at the house for the majority of the time online. So this is when I started speaking, right? Because there was a lot of times to where I was just debating a lot of niggas and, doing a whole bunch of different shit. So at this point in time, fuck a debate. Let me give you all this information to how I'm receiving it. And hopefully you guys can pick up on it, which
And you
allowed
was already
me
making
to.
amazing short films before COVID.
No, yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. We still got to do the one that we was talking about. You do understand that, right?
Don't even try to backtrack on me. I already
Nah.
We'll talk
Hey,
about that
there's. Hey, let me say
we
this
don't
real
need
quick. There's
NBC
people.
and ABC and all them getting our details and stuff. We'll talk about that
Yeah,
offline.
that's in the wraps. I mean, on the
Hey,
Sunday.
that ain't been forgotten. I forgot my notes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But on that type of time, it's just the people who have the opportunity to actually, not have to be at work or not have to be away from their family, who really wanted to be there. And even through the homeschooling, you was able to be with your kids and children and family and be isolated and not have no real outside influence. I think that shit was beautiful, just based on the fact that it's just like, okay, we get an opportunity to reevaluate what this family structure is, or what we're really doing for real. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like not it was an anti, it's just like when the government shut down. It's like an anti government situation to where, nigga, you got to go to work, your kids got to go to school, y'all may see each other at 8 o'clock at night, everybody has dinner, then you may watch a certain show and then everybody go to sleep. But then this is just like, nigga, I'm at home, the kids is at home, everybody's at home. Let's be what the fuck is a family again? Like, you know what I mean? Let's be a family again. Like, you know what I mean? So you got that opportunity. If you were in that position, you had the opportunity to be a family again. And then it shows you the value. So it's just like, what again? So it's just like, if you value that time, then you probably took advantage of it. If you didn't value family time, then you probably didn't get that time was probably horrible for you. Like, damn, I gotta be with this bitch. Damn, I gotta be with these kids
until you have to go and sit still. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like COVID had to happen for a lot of reasons.
I'm ready for another stimulus. I don't know about.
I'm hella. Hey, didn't they put out one? I need that.
Yeah.
Right. Where's that? Where that money go?
What's happening?
The money.
Another shutdown?
No, they had dropped another stimulus for like the gas prices and shit when that shit hiked up. They had dropped one.
They ain't paying that much.
It was only like $300 some, $350.
I need that.
But I'll take it though. I got mines.
Oh, you got yours?
Mine's dropped. Yeah, it hit.
I'm gonna take my shit right now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think anything quote unquote bad that happens is to have a positive outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know certain people.
COVID was bad.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I put the quotations on it, because I know certain people that, nigga, they needed they may need a kidney, or they may come down with something, but overall that it sparked something in them to maybe like, all right, I need to get my health in order.
Motherfucking doctor, didn't it?
I need to get my health in order.
To the goddamn doctor's office to get a checkup.
More than that, I need to get my health in order. You know what I'm saying? Like all this shit that be happening to people, it ain't just I'm gonna go take some pills and I'm gonna continue the same lifestyle that I've been doing that got me into this position in the first place. It's like, nah, I need to actually analyze what the fuck, how I got into this position, and what's the causes of all of this shit, so that I can address that.
With another COVID hit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was dying with COVID was overweight.
But niggas got real. They didn't have no money coming in though, didn't they? Got to working on their asses and shit, get W's and BBLs and all the alphabets. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all. It was whatever you made it. Like, so at this point in time,
it was like I'm about to be the best me I want to be, and I don't got nothing against nobody to do whatever they want to do.
We can't be mad at the government right now.
Something to put us on pause to sit the fuck down. Go sit down.
Right there. Right there. Because if you was blaming the government,
let me tell you what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the government gave you. They was like, "Oh, you talking shit, nigga? Here, now what?"
Yeah, but the government kept you so busy before COVID that you didn't have enough time to sit down and really focus on where your fucking shit's supposed to be. Imagine how many people didn't go back to work after everything opened back up. This is offering employment everywhere.
That's why niggas is getting.
Me I can't get a job right now. I'd be like you just got in line.
Hey, if you didn't like, let me say this to that. There was a lot of people who took advantage of the unemployment at that time, right?
Me,
Selfmade. I'm calling Selfmade out because I know he took advantage of that shit for real.
Right, run it up.
That's your limitations. I don't know.
I think naturally Selfmade was taking advantage of that shit regardless.
Right.
It's always that, man.
Right. But
he's taking advantage of everything.
I know where you're at when it comes down to the government and shit. So I'm gonna leave you out of that.
Okay,
but for the average person, is just like, yeah, no. We just talking right now. So for the people who was working, I don't know if Selfmade was not. Selfmade was working at the time. So for the people who was working for real, they was just like, hey, I don't gotta work. Like, nigga, this shit is up. So the investments that they made off of the unemployment is just like, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it just like this, was just like putting crack into certain neighborhoods, right? And it's just like certain niggas is just like, oh, nigga,
I missed it.
Exactly. So it's just like, so when we looked at what's going on, niggas was buying Benzes, niggas was getting, ice out
things. I wanted to quit my job, so hell no, I can't quit my job. I wanted to quit my job, get that unemployment check with that extra bonus. That shit was looking lovely.
But when it came, but the aftermath of that was, how do you keep that lifestyle going? Like, nigga, did you fall off from this PPP shit? Did you fall off from this unemployment shit? Like, do you keep the Joneses going? And this is where Selfmade is different. I know that he don't give a fuck about none of that materialistic shit, right? And there's a certain demographic of people who do. So it's just like, now that you've been exposed to getting this free money, how do you maintain how you keep up with the Joneses? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, if you was chasing the Joneses during that time, nigga, now at this point in time, it's just like, you bought that Benz, can you make your payments for real?
Can you?
Hey, and that right there is where it's at for real. Like, when it comes to that COVID shit, and then giving out all them stimmies and all that shit, and then why the fuck right now we in this goddamn recession or pre-recession, but shit finna smack. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Shit finna drop like a motherfucker.
I've been saying this. We're in a recession right now. Niggas probably don't even understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're in it right now. It don't look like it. They're not saying it.
They don't want to say anything
vocally.
because it's policies and we are.
Yeah, they're gonna try to run it up. They trying to keep shit going. You know what I'm saying? But
the new year
at a certain point,
they think Christmas
shit
is
gonna start dropping.
Christmas ain't gonna save it, but they think Christmas is gonna save it. So that's why you already seen ads for Black Friday and
Christmas
shit like
ain't gonna
that.
save it because they still printing money like inflation and all of that shit. Like
you gotta drive to the gas station to go to these places to go get your Christmas gifts.
Yeah, right. $6 gases and shit. Like
$7 a gallon.
So but when it comes down to that, it's just like, yeah, we gonna have to sit it down. And for the people, going back to your question, Trey, for the people who didn't take advantage of that sitting down state, it's just like, nigga, you didn't sit down for real. I was sitting down when COVID came around. I was working and I was sitting my ass down. I'm not like, you know what I mean? It was just like, nigga, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is time to reflect. I started dropping videos to where, like, hey, I know y'all niggas gonna be looking for something to watch.
Like,
hey, that's a fact. I didn't buy no tissue. That was the thing. I didn't buy into the tissue situation. I wasn't on that.
Would you ask for the wash rag? I don't know.
I wasn't on that tissue right, so I don't know who started that trend. I wasn't a part of that movement at all. But it's just like, what do we do on an individual scale? Because again, on a mass scale, if you're following the masses, go get some Starman, nigga.
I know, right?
So it's just right now, like that wasn't even who can own that? That wasn't a black culture. That was an Asian culture. That wasn't white people. That was just everybody needs to go get tissue.
Nobody else's fucking countries freak out about no fucking toilet tissue. They probably don't know what fucking toilet tissue is. Over there tripping about toilet tissue. You don't even fuck with toilet tissue.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all just like this. When I was younger, and I had my own spot and shit, they had this magazine called the Penny Saver, right? And I remember one time I was on the toilet and I'm reading the Penny Saver, and I looked to my right and I looked to my left. I did not have no tissue. I ripped pages out the Penny Saver and balled up.
Yep.
Balled them up to make them fall. I didn't know what you did.
That nigga sitting here.
And I unballed it, and I balled it again, and I unballed it. And I saved some money because I wasn't on no tissue.
You don't have to tell us the rest. We know what happened.
It's retarded.
We got you. Nasty ass. We got
Right.
you.
I'm sorry to be so personal, but that's what happened.
Like, hey, TMI, my nigga, TMI, dog.
You got your brother in here. What the fuck?
But yeah, man, just going back to because I know we had 3 hours.
Time?
Yeah, it's about that time, man.
Hey, this was a good ass conversation though, much needed. It brought a lot of light and clarity too to the conversation. I think, especially dealing with Kanye, and just opened it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because it's again, we see what's popping on Facebook and all these different media sites saying this and saying that, and you know what I'm saying. But like when it really comes down to it, like you really just gotta tap in with the real, and I feel like we really did that tonight. It got where it needed to go. Yeah. Like on the, how we get though. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers gotta come out sometimes. How it come out. Exactly. Yeah, respectfully. It gotta come out how it come out. It's always respect. But then at the end of the day, it's like, we usually bring that shit in for the most part, especially with us. Like, you know what I mean? If we had some Hebrews or something on here, it might have been a whole different type of conversation. Shout out to my Hebrews though. I ain't dogging y'all.
Kanye said we too. I know them niggas was like, niggas up.
They was ready to send that nigga a suit ready. Hey, you want your Mortal Kombat suit too, nigga?
Right.
Mortal Kombat.
This nigga's ill.
Nah, I appreciate y'all.
They trying to get that nigga address right now so they can send him some fringes and shit. That's funny as hell.
Oh my God, no, always good. Look like picking up with y'all though, man.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, definitely.
We ain't gonna always agree, but we always gonna have a good discussion, and that y'all can create a safe space for that. So, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Uno too for sliding through. Pure slid through.
Let me, cause I gotta run through the shit real quick, just through the fucking through the chat, cause we did, and Mom said it too. Like niggas didn't shout out the chat.
Yeah, it was a minute. They was going though. They was going. We seen them. We was trying to, trying to post them up there and shit as they was coming in.
Yeah, so shout out to 90s TV, which is the homeboy Fred for show. Just like you said, Valley Uno, Empress Divine for pulling up. Antoine Jarvis was in the building. The homegirl Brenda was in the building, and she's Hispanic. That's my homegirl for real. And then
my
we
brother
got
Law's World. That's my partner Lawrence, man. So shout out to.
I was just gonna get to that. I didn't know who that was. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Law's World, go look it out. Even Certified Real, you know that's Cuzzy out there in Chicago and shit.
Yeah,
he was spilling the spill.
Serious C pulled through.
Did she?
Yeah, she pulled through.
She did.
Yeah, she pulled through for a little hot second.
Oh, shout out to Serious C, man.
Talked her shit real quick and went about her motherfucking way.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So again, I see her. Okay, I see her here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do see. I'm looking through the chat right now. My bad. But yeah, no, but definitely, just shout out to everybody, man, who participate, because it's not only our show, it's our show. Like, you know what I mean? So when it comes down to that, whenever y'all pull up, you are the show. Like, you know what I mean? So we super appreciate the energy for sure.
Definitely. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, give us a like, hit the notifications, share. We also on Facebook. We on Twitter. We on Twitch. Hell, if they got share buttons or reshare or retweet, all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need all the exposure possible. Yeah, right. So yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all for real.
Oh, the way, shout out to I damn near forgot to shout out. I gotta tap in with Facebook. We got Shanique that's in the building. We got DeMario. We got Rose. She be tapping in and shit too. Rose for sure. We got the homegirl Tanya Chamberlain in the building. We got Brittany in the building. God damn, I wasn't even on my shit. But Nate was in this motherfucker. Hey, there's
yeah, they hit it with that Facebook user again.
Facebook user, yeah. There's so much people who be fucking with us and shit. But that Facebook user, but they sign out with Facebook and then log right back in.
You're gonna have to read.
They change their opinion. They might change their opinion about you, Benet.
She's gonna have to delete the profile and reactivate or something. Yeah. They got you messed all the way up.
That's fucked up because Benet be dropping gems to just minimize you as Facebook user. That's some cold shit.
Well, you might need to switch off of Facebook and just go to YouTube. They probably respect you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck Facebook, bro. They showing everybody on YouTube and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Another great show, man. I swear, when it comes down to the Kanye shit, we don't get an opportunity to talk about the other shit that we wanted to talk about.
I know, right? Right, for real. That's why I titled it just live show, so it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, we had to hit this or hit that. It was just like wherever we end up going is where we go today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was dope though. I kind of liked it, staying on that topic because it didn't just it touched on a lot of different shit, at the same time. So it was lit, man. We got to figure out something for next week. Well, you know how we do though.
Yeah, Facebook user, we see you.
Right, yeah, we see you. Yeah.
Hey, every time you say something, Benet, just put your name in before you type whatever you type.
Yeah.
Benet and such and such.
You feel me? Put the initials and then say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Brenda. Oh, Brenda, you still in the business. Shout out to Brenda. She out there in Texas right now. Hey, people don't understand that our we got so many different cities and states. To tap into this shit. So it's super duper lit. So shout out to you, Brenda, for sure.
It's like 12 o'clock out there.
Yeah, Brenda, know, like, you know what I mean? Because she's, Hispanic and shit. So she know I took my time out to speak Hispanic and to learn that shit. I even learned to dance, nigga. I'm fuego with this shit.
Okay. Kansas. Shout out to Kansas.
Oh, you're in Kansas now. Okay, yeah. Even same shit. Texas, Kansas, like, you know what I mean? You still in the South, what's up? It's still fuego.
He only moving the top half of his body right now. He can't see his legs.
My stand up is gonna get stilky. This nigga's here.
Niggas be tripping. You be acting a fool, man.
Right.
That's just us though, man. You gotta have the humor with this shit, man. You get too serious and
you gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy life. You gotta
enjoy life, right? Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all always. Pull up on the next one.
Yeah, back.
We gotta see some. Our Pure was a new face today. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some new faces pull up one time.
Yes. And I again,
Yep, mom's got to pull up.
Hey, she's just look. So let me say this: Pure slid, bro slid. Hey, bro slid.
Oh yeah, bro slid. He was in there. Yeah. Shout out to bro.
Mom's was in here. Everybody was just like, okay, yeah, it's up. So on that type of time, like, yeah, hell yeah. And hopefully this is it encourages the people who usually feel like, well, I don't really, sometimes you guys be in a different, nah, nigga, we open. Like, you know what I mean? So there's no, whatever you want to talk about is up. And we're not judging. Just come pull up and talk your shit. This is what you're supposed to, this free your mind. Come pull up, talk your shit.
Yep, for real.
Ain't no right or wrong. Ain't like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, and,
a small portion of the time.
And we definitely go put you on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? If you really get to going.
Yeah, if you go
see where you at, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like it really is Free Your Mind podcast. You know what I'm saying? All the way, like.
Yeah, niggas we ain't judging this shit, but we just want to hear what you talking about. That's all it is. Like, so if you got a stance on something, like, nigga, stand on your shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Stand on it.
We might come test that to see
we might rock you off your shit a little bit. You might stumble like, wait, hold on, is my shit solid? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all love. For real.
Love, man. That's what we're here to do. Like, help others free their minds. And by y'all, let me say this, by y'all speaking, y'all help other people free their mind, because y'all may say something that other people are afraid to say or don't even think to say. Like, you know what I mean? So with that being said, it's just like, man, come pull up, man. We kicking it. Like, we ain't charging niggas for this shit again. It's just, we just chilling. This is like barbershop talk. Y'all niggas go to the barbershop, right? Same shit.
All right. Yeah.
People go to get y'all eyelashes did, right? I don't know what y'all talk about in there, but this is the same freedom.
Right.
Y'all get y'all wigs put on. Nah, I'm playing. But it's but it's just that type of time to where, like, you know, we're just giving and receiving information straight up. No cap.
Yep. Passing around this wealth, baby.
Baby, pass it around, baby. No collection plate, baby.
Yeah, right. This ain't tithes. We ain't tithing. Another one in the books, man. Free Your Mind Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace.
Gon' free your mind. Gon' free your mind.